Bearcat Bounce Podcast, back at it again. It's a Monday. It's a Monday after a victory in front of hundreds and hundreds of fans at Lincoln Financial Monday. It is a Monday with a big game later tonight. Yeah, that is weird to say, 8 p.m., but a big game later tonight for the basketball team in the Aloha State against Arizona at 11:30 p.m. Set your alarms, take a little quick cat nap after you watch us. It is a Monday, and that means it's no greater time for us to welcome in our three guys, my guys. Three guys, the trio, the three blind mice, if you will. You know, the guys that know where to go when it is about Bearcat talks and Bearcat news and Bearcat bounce. That's right, Mr. Aaron Smith, Chad, Brent, Ryan, Royer. Gentlemen, how are we?
Doing great. Excited for the game tonight.
Can't wait for that 11:30-ish tip-off.
Woo! Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. I'm excited for it. Bring out the kid in me, if you will. I tried to take a quick nap when I got home from work and see if I can't ride that wave all the way to 11 p.m. tip tonight, but 11:30 p.m. tip, which is probably going to be later because that game before will go after. But, man, that's what it is. You know what you could probably do? You could try and wake up Danco Joe. Tell him to head over to Danco Transmission. Tell him, hey, let's just get like 3 hours of work in on the car. Let's listen to the BBP in the background. And then all of a sudden, Joe will hook you up with a nice little discount on the services. That's right. Mention the BCJ. Mention the BBP. Mention Royer, Brendel, Smith, AA, Ron. Get that $10 off an oil change, 10% off your next fixing. Danco Auto Care and Transmission. Well, guys, first we got to dive right into to football. And I want to open this up by saying I am still beyond, and I tweeted this. It never ceases to amaze me how just weak and weird and strange the fan bases are and the crowds are at some of these road games in the AAC. And I'm happy for it to never exist ever again. This one might have been the worst I've seen, even during the COVID year at Temple. I think they said there was 9,000 people in attendance.
14.
No, 14.
They said 14. That's unbelievable.
They added 3 zeros to how many people were actually there.
Yeah, it was awful. And then it made watching the game, and I don't know if you guys felt this as well, it just made it seem weird and just mundane. And the whole thing was just off. But yet again, another victory, another closing of the book of an AAC team, 23-3. I'm just going to go around the horn to my left or my right, whichever I am on the screen. Mr. Chad. Chad, a couple days to obviously dissect it, and there's a lot to really break down about this one. But what's kind of the biggest thing that you've been able to pull away a few days removed from that win?
The defense was incredible. I mean, I think that's, they have 4 turnovers. They have 4 3-and-outs. I think Temple had 12 possessions. So I had 4 possessions the whole game where it didn't end in either a turnover or a 3-and-out. So
and they got helped on a penalty too on one of them.
Yeah, the Black Cats were aggressive, and that's a team. And we talked. It wasn't against the best of opponents defensively, right, but Temple still scored 90 points in their past 2 games.
Yep. And
EJ Warner is going to be a really good quarterback for them, but they couldn't sustain anything against this defense. And Aaron, 55 plays. You know how they kept it to 55 plays? They got off the field.
Oh.
They got off the field. They got off the field on 3rd down. They forced turnovers, which they hadn't been doing. And it felt like a month and a half. Like we hadn't seen a big turnover game like that.
3 games since their last pick before this one, 2 before their last turnover. So, yeah, it's been a while.
So the defense was clicking, and we're going to need that. Televised scrimmage is what that was at Lincoln Financial Field. Just a televised scrimmage.
Sure, felt like it.
Yeah. It felt like watching a COVID game again.
It did.
Yeah, that was the the worst I've ever seen. The guys said it was unbelievable how bad it was, the atmosphere. Hadn't
Friends
seen
and
anything like
family,
it.
and the friends were like,
It's
we're gonna go
cold.
get cheese. We're gonna go get cheesesteaks.
We're all a little afraid of that virus that's going around, and we're not talking about the one that gets you sick. We're talking about the Temple Owls. We will not be in attendance. So yeah, no, it was horrible here, and you know, watching the game, I always get excited to watch the Bearcats play. But man, it sucks, to be honest, when you've got the Bearcats on one TV, and then the game ends, and then you see the atmosphere at South Carolina for that South Carolina Tennessee game, and Cincinnati is every bit as up there on par with the level of Tennessee. You know, trying to get up there and be a top 10 program, this, that, and the other. That's probably one of the bigger reasons why I'm excited to get out of here, because if an average college football fan throws that Cincinnati game on for a little bit, they're probably going to change it pretty quickly, just because the atmosphere, just the feel around the game was just like, whoa, it was terrible. But the game itself, Ryan, what were some of your biggest takeaways in the air? And I'm going to pass it to you. Be ready down there.
Yeah, like Chad said, defense played great. I just say it was a business trip for the defense. They took care of business against a team that they should have. But it is a positive because, you know, when USF came into town, they struggled a lot with that. So I think it just shows like they've cleaned up their game. They've got back to havoc and creating some chaos up front and getting some turnovers, which I love to see. You know, the Don with another fumble recovery, padding his stats. I love seeing that. Always a big Corleone fan. But, yeah, I was pleased. Jacob Dingle stepping in there, making a
Great
big play.
pick.
Yeah. That's one of my guys right there, just showing just how versatile, how deep that safety room is, man. Their guys are young. They got plenty of guys going in there, making plays, stepping up, but all overall great performance by the defense. You know, we got to see what a lot of people got to see what they've been begging for on offense. They wanted to see Evan. Thought Evan came in, played solid, but you could see kind of how the pass game seemed to just like the scheme. It looked like it got cut in 3/4. It looked like it was only about 25% of the routes, 25% of the throws they were willing to make. But, you know, on the positive, you kind of saw the run game open up a little bit too. But, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how we're going to be able to translate that against better defenses, because they know what we're going to try to do. They know we've been struggling to run the ball in between the tackles. So they're going to be keying in on Wiley on the skip, keying in on Evan on the quarterback keep. So we got to find a way these next couple of weeks against really good teams to get that ball inside the tackles, run it well, because we're not going to be playing Temple. We're playing Tulane, UCF. So it was promising.
I think this is the best defense they're going to play all year. Tulane,
yeah.
Especially some spurts, yeah. Saw some spurts of good running in between the tackles. Still got to be more consistent, I feel, and especially coming up, because that's what's really going to expand this RPO game. You got to get 4, 5, 6. You got to keep those outside backers, those safeties down in the fit. You got to keep them guessing. You can't have them just knowing that we got them stopped inside. So excited for Evan. He's going to have to keep stepping up depending on what happens next week, but it's a good showing.
I did want to get to back to Dingle real quick. I mean, that's a spot where things could have got ugly, because Threats is out for the first half from the terrible targeting call. That's
the conspiracy.
The investigation is still ongoing.
I was surprised he was even allowed.
The league.
I was surprised he was even allowed to even be on the sideline with a uniform on after that.
He should be in jail.
He should. He should. And then Armorion Smith was out at that point as well. So those are your right now, those are your two guys that are making plays at the back end of the defense. And for Dingle to step up like that was a massive spot, because generally against a pass happy team, right, Ryan? Like, they're going to look and say, okay, we're going at this spot. Like, this is, and it's a white safety. Let's not kid ourselves. Everybody's like, him.
Carter Jacobs, it's like they would try to target him too. This is the last white guy we had back there.
Pat Lambert.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Not many of the boys back there, man.
But I mean, he stepped in and did exactly what was asked of him until they got threats back after the half. So that was just a huge spot where it could have gotten a little bumpy at that specific position, and they kept proving that another guy's is ready. There's a bunch of guys in that room that are ready to step up.
Yeah, that boundary, man. I'm telling you, teams love to target our boundary with that glance RPO concept, and having a mod there really kind of eliminated that and really kind of cemented that they didn't really have that kind of concept. So having a guy like Dingle step in there and make a play, when that side's been looked at, it's been like kind of like our weakness, so to say, the past couple of seasons.
Yeah.
It just shows really how well he was able to step in and kind of make a play and eliminate any big plays too.
We'll throw this one at you, Roy, or see if you've seen anything. Any thoughts on why Ivan's been less disruptive in the backfield lately, as you see switched up schemes or other teams avoiding him? I have an opinion, but
yeah, he's one of the highest graded players in the country. So wherever he's at, teams are going to be shifting the block to him. They'll be pass protecting to him. They're going to have three eyes. Like 3 sets of eyes, probably 2 sets of hands on him every single time he's rushing. So, I mean, it's just going to free other guys up. That's fine. That's, if they want to hone in on Ivan, we got 10 other guys on defense who are able to make a play. So I think that's kind of what's happening.
I think also teams are going quick.
Yeah.
You're not seeing quarterbacks ever since SMU. Teams are not standing in the pocket and waiting for stuff to develop. They are 1, 2, 3, quick drop, get it out. They don't want any of that Cincinnati pass rush really starting to pin their ears back and tee off.
That's kind of like you've seen teams, they've noticed kind of ways they can succeed on defense and offense. The way the stunts they're running on our O-line, delayed pressures on our O-line, and quick game on offense. So we got to, if that's what they want to do, all right, we just won't rush. We'll drop more and we'll take away your quick game. We'll play cover 2 and we'll drop our guys in the hot coverage, maybe on some quicker blitzes, and we'll be right in those little holes and they won't be able to hit those. So we could play that game right back at them.
Right. And
is this going to 11:30? No.
No.
We'll go until we go, but we're not going 3.5 hours.
That'd be nuts. But
Brent might not make it 3.5 more minutes.
Yeah, I've been battling a nice little sickness over here. The same one that struck the world back in 2020, made us all reconsider our lives. But you know what? I'm out here surviving and living and ready for an 11:30 p.m. tip-off.
You actually have coronavirus?
Yeah, I do. It was a lot worse back on Thursday. It was very bad. It was bad.
What made you even go get tested? Did you lose your
let's say like 102 fever and couldn't move. Just had a home test actually laying around. So for the day job, you kind of it's not necessary, but you gotta at least throw it out there and be like, all right, I'm not faking. Like, take a look at this, So that, but no, Ryan, as you were saying, like when Ivan gets keyed on, it just allows other players to step up. That's why you saw this past week leading tacklers were Ty Van Fossen and then Jaheim Thomas.
Great, let's go.
And
my man Heem stepping up.
Jaheim, I tweeted Jaheim Thomas is blowing up, blossoming right in front of our eyes, and his 2 tackles for loss. He had that 1 tackle for loss, and then I felt bad the very next play. They kind of threw a little, halfback flat pass, and he came up, and the running back made a nice little spin move to pick up the first. But man, he's been making some explosive plays, like you and Joel said last week, where he's kind of playing without thinking, which is exactly what I want to see. But Aaron, I got to hear from you because you've been a guy who's kind of been in certain corners here and there when it comes to offense, when it comes to defense. But what have you been able to surmise after a nice little 3 days away from the Philly and Philly, the Thrilly and Philly? How about that? There we go.
I don't know that I like that, but I like seeing Evan Prater get out there and get some things done. We talked about it on the nightcap, but I think Prater's best pass was probably the pass that didn't count to Ryan Montgomery there in the end zone
Yeah.
when he was out of bounds before he caught
Was
it.
he out of bounds? Did anyone get a good
He stepped out. Yeah, he
replay
stepped
of
out.
that? Okay, cool.
But I also like to see Corey Kiner start touting the ball again. That was good to see. Obviously, we want
Toting the ball.
sure.
Touting the ball would be hyping it up. Good ball. Good ball.
You don't know that he didn't do that?
You're a good ball.
Look, I'm just saying.
Good
things
girl,
happen.
Bailey. Good girl.
I don't think they would probably sit him on the bench if they saw him doing that. Did he get hit in the head?
Yeah.
Get him in the medical tent, man.
Corey,
Get him
you
out of
alright,
here.
bro?
I did
You're
find
a
it
good
interesting
ball.
that Kiner said to Prater, "This is why we were here on the field on the I guess the last drive that they were together." So that was kind of cool to hear about. Love that they realized they have tight ends that can catch the ball. That was nice to see. As Wiley had 7 catches, 70 yards,
Career
That
high
was-
7 catches, and probably a career high 11 targets. I would think.
I mean, I don't know where this has been all season, but glad the third to last game of the season they realized.
So,
Well,
Josh Wiley's
they
good.
ran the bread and butter play again once Evan was in, which is
Weird.
What gets Josh the ball a little bit more. But yeah, Chad.
so I got a question. Are you okay? More Wiley if it means less Tyler Scott.
I don't know
No.
why. I don't know why it has to be one or the other.
Because when you're looking for Wiley, you're looking for shorter crossers, the stuff that tight ends run, which is more short to intermediate.
To that,
And
I'll
when you're
answer
looking
yes.
For Tyler Scott,
I am
you're
okay with
holding
that
the ball
because
and you're looking downfield.
with Evan with the ball in his
Yeah,
hands,
moving.
Evan's a little different than Ben, right? So he's more protective with the ball, whereas Ben will just gunsling from time to time, and Ben's gunslinging is a little bit more on target than Evan's gunslinging. So if it means that we're not turning the ball over, sure, I'm here for it.
Yeah, you could just tell the way Evan kind of throws the ball. He's like really focusing on throwing it. I don't know, maybe that he just has that much slow of a release, but it almost looks like he's really like aiming it into the
He's got a
receiver's
big
hand.
wind up.
Yeah. Ben is just a way more natural, better thrower, and we know that. But
Yeah.
So we might cut the pass game down a little bit, but let's expand the run game, and we'll see. We'll see what happens on Friday, who goes out there, but I don't know.
So I was happy to see that, and then I was also happy to see the turnover game come back. I know Ryan also mentioned that as well, but this team has not been turning the ball over at an exceptional high clip. Ryan was most recent to talk about it, Chad, and then you interjected. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I listen to you all the time. From time to time, I tune you out, especially when I'm sending out tweets to promote the show.
3 hour
But
marathon.
in any case, I'm happy to see that they are turning the ball over because again, they just haven't done it at a very high clip this year, and good to see them get that on track against a team that you could really use some turnovers.
It was also strange with every turnover. It was like either a review to make sure it even happened, or one that wasn't called on the field originally, or one where like even after the threats interception, it like happened, and I feel like the team was kind of like looking around at each other to make sure, like, okay, like, was that a real play? Is everything good? And then yeah, they were good. It's just that the whole thing about that game was just wild. But for a defensive lineman, a defensive tackle to be taking on a block, kind of grab a guy with one arm, fall on top of him, knock the ball out, and then fall on top of the ball afterwards. He's got to be rated pretty high as a pretty good defensive lineman. Dante Corleone is he's making plays that just week in and week out, and even on the random mundane series where he's out there making certain plays, he's making big ones, and that's what you need up the middle. And when you have Juwan Briggs bring in, we talk about it every week, but that's going to be a big key to the success against Tulane, and then of course against UCF again. Because
need to stop the run. We've had troubles with stopping the run, and these next 2 weeks we gotta fix it and get it down because we will lose. We will lose Saturday if we don't stop the run, and we won't get to play the week after.
That's the thing. It's people are starting to already not really look ahead, but kind of see like, okay, both of the games at NIP, it's a win. Just kind of feeling it like it is. But Black Friday games are always kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? Unless it's
Yeah,
like
it's a weird
ECU.
energy in the stadium.
Right. Unless it's unless it really is a blowover game, and then it's kind of like, okay, let's just throw for a bunch of touchdowns and roll into the.
We haven't been playing very well at Nippert either lately.
Yeah, it's been
Still better than on the road.
Yeah, but just I guess not as what we're used to. We normally go in there and take care of business lately.
They just can't score 30.
Got to score 30 this
20,
week.
They're stuck at 27 at home.
That is a weird thing because they burst out all like, I don't know. Ever since the first half of the Indiana game, it's just been kind of like, okay, what are they going to do? They're about to streak and score 50 in this game, and then they just stop. The entire second half is bleak. But you know what? They've been winning. Would you take this same season coming into it right now? And I think they mentioned this on the Bearcat brunch, and I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts. But I'm pretty sure everyone involved would take a 9-2 record right now with the ability to win 2 games at Nippert and then play for another New Year's Six Bowl, Cotton Bowl, yet again for another year. At this point of the year, you got to take a step back and be like, wow, it's pretty amazing what the team's been able to accomplish.
Yeah, but I'm a little selfish, man, because I look back at these 2 games we've lost. I'm like, shit, we should have won. Like, we should have won the UCF game as bad as we played. We had the ball with our defense to stop them, or at least just hold them to 3 and see what happens in overtime. Like, I'll never be like, damn, I'll take that. And then looking back, how Arkansas is just shit the bed, and we shit the bed in that game. It's like, shit, we're like a couple plays away from being undefeated, and it doesn't make it feel like it'd be like a lucky thing, like we didn't deserve it or anything. I think we have a good team, and I think we've had a couple things go our way, and we've had 2 games that things didn't go our way, and they were a couple plays away from being undefeated. So I don't know. I'm kind of in the boat of like, shit, we should be undefeated right now.
Right.
That's just my, I love the guys. So I'm competitive, and I'm thinking like I'm not satisfied with 9-2. Get out of here.
Get out of here, Brent.
Taking UCF superfan stats at face value. He says last year through 7 conference games, UCD gave up 16 points per game. This season it's 19 points per game. It's impressive to lose that much, and the D is still very, very good.
Yeah. The D is strong.
Yep.
We like a good, strong D, man.
Just dropping D, man. Just left and right, dropping D.
Children, a whole lot of you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Roy
It
out in us.
But
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, the D is really good though. It is really, really good. Which is, I really did mean defense in that sense, but I mean seriously, it is crazy to think about how much turnover they've had defensively because there was more defensive players that they needed to replace than offense. Obviously, offense has the number 1 position that needed to be replaced, but man, it is crazy how they're able to just funnel in new players and they're ready to step up, go out and produce. So I want to talk a little bit more about Evan Prater, obviously, because he's a guy that came in a situation where yet again another big lead, yet again where you don't really need to open up the playbook all the way. You kind of just need to think, okay, what are the 20 plays that we feel comfortable that Evan can run with high efficiency, and maybe we can add a couple more points, and then maybe we can just get out of this barren wasteland of Lincoln Financial Field with a victory and shut the door on the Temple Owls and say,
that's a good point.
Thank you. Because we mention all the time about how, yes, the big plays are awesome. We all love the big plays. We all want to have the ability to continue to score on those and this, that, and the other. Well, the first drive of the game had 12 plays. It was a good drive, very good drive. And then you look down when Evan came into the game. If you take away the first drive, it was obviously a high snap on the second snap, kind of just befuddled the entire drive there, and they 3 and out. But after that, 7 plays, 8 plays, that 12-play drive that was really good. That should have ended in that touchdown, but but Monty stepped out of bounds a little bit. And 6 plays, 4 plays. It's kind of like the sustained drives that we all wanted to give the defense a little bit more rest, to give everyone a chance to catch themselves and kind of build a complementary football side. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, I guess, where you do face a couple more 3rd down and 2s, and Evan can use his legs to pick up a first down, or a quick dump down to Josh Wiley to pick up the first. Is that something that people are kind of missing in the whole? Evan didn't put up 21 points in the second half, so we've got to critique him immediately, because it seemed like in that game he did kind of exactly what the coaching staff probably would have wanted.
Yeah, I think Evan did a solid job, like you said. There was a good point you had to kind of protect the lead. Like there's a certain amount of plays that suit Evan well. So I'm going to be curious to see this week going in. They're going to have to prep like he's going to be the starter no matter what happens. They're going to have to, like, he's going to have to get like just as many snaps, and they're going to have to maybe throw an extra 10 plays in there, but maybe expand his like play calling role, so to say, and stick to that same game plan that they had with Temple, because I think it can work if executed well. Like I said, got to be able to run the damn ball in between the tackles. If you're not, that's really going to take away Evans, like what he brings to the table. That's right. Different. Yeah, I thought he did good. Like you said, sustained drives, ability to extend drives with his legs is something that's new, but you're losing a bit of that passing game. So it's going to be a good balance. I think it's going to be a good balance between playmaking ability, run game potential, and the shortened down passing game. So I'm excited to see kind of like a week when he's prepped as the guy,
right?
Like how much more they can put in.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We don't know that it's Evan.
Yeah, I know, but just you gotta prepare like he will be. That's just how they're gonna treat it. He's gonna get more reps than he normally does, because with no matter how dinged up Ben is, they're gonna have to like expand him. That's just what they're gonna do.
Yeah, Chad, the sustained drives. Sure, they didn't take the deep shots like they do with Ben, because Ben can make those throws, like he did to Trey Tucker in the first half. Would you say it kind of felt like Dez back in 2019, where
a little bit, yeah,
where he was a little dinged up, so it was more sustained drives, a lot of first downs with his legs, a lot of check downs to Wiley, a lot of is that something that you're welcome to seeing again, in order to give that defense a little bit more rest, in order to just get points on the board instead of being this highly explosive? And don't get me wrong, Evan can still make the big play. I mean, Aaron and I, and Chad, you saw a lot in practice as well. Aaron and I at the spring game, I know that was a long time ago, but he was connecting on multiple deep throws, and it's the ability's there. And then he can bust one off with his legs as well, whenever he wants to. So I don't know. I feel like the fan base begged and pleaded for these long drives to give the defense some more time to rest and not be tired at the end of games and whatnot. So it's kind of strange, the pulse of everything going into it, because I feel like Evan just came on and he was told to just win the game. Don't try and be a hero. Go out there and win the game.
Is there a question somewhere in there?
Yeah. Are you feeling are these long sustained drives? I mean, I guess, would that be something that you would feel is more for Evan than those long splash plays that Ben is able to find on a rope?
I mean, I don't. Okay, we had what? Second half. We had a 3 and out, or no, there's a 3 and out right around when Evan came in.
Well, yeah, that was the high snap on second down that derailed the drive.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the drive chart.
7, 8, 12.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's nice, but they gained 20 yards on the one drive, 7 plays, 20 yards, 8 plays, 23 yards when they got the interception and had great field position. Then you had the 12-play, 74-yard drive
Right.
that took 5 minutes, 29 seconds off the clock. I think that's really the only one we're talking about that was like a sustained, extended drive, and then 6 plays, 25 yards. I mean, sure, it's nice getting an extra getting a first down or two.
Yeah.
But I mean, 6 plays, 25 yards isn't all that much different than what we're talking about. I think everybody's clinging to the 12-play, 74-yard drive.
Well, but it's not a 3-and-out that took a minute off the clock, and then the defense is thrown right back out there.
So Ben only had 3-and-outs?
A lot of the second half of the past few weeks, there was a handful of 3-and-outs. Definitely.
I think that it's only going to work. It kind of sounds stupid when you say it. It's only going to work if you score touchdowns.
Right.
And that's something that and what that means. If you're doing long sustained drive, that means you're going to be in the red zone where we have struggled a lot. Mm-hmm. And it would have to mean that Evan's game would have to be taken off that much more in the red zone, or else we're going to be it's almost like hurting ourselves based on how we've played this whole year. It's like, yeah, we might not be getting long sustained drives, but on these splash plays, we scored touchdowns.
Right.
And like we could go Evan out there, he might get a 10-play drive, and that might just set us up for a 45-yard field goal, or that might just send us up for a punt inside the 10. And it's like, okay, like we need it at the end of the day, you got to score points, and that's how you win. And taking us into the red zone, unless we have some sort of come in a Jesus moment in the red zone where we've sucked, like it might not help us. So that's the negative side. Positive side, we get to have more time of possession, give our defense a break, and maybe Evan's red zone capabilities of being able to run, extend plays like you saw on that non-touchdown, that could help us. So there's a positive to everything.
Of course, the hard part is when Ben is on, he's good. He's so good. Correct.
Yeah.
But can't have the offense go missing for a quarter or more. Look, I know I'm playing devil's advocate here because I'm trying to keep things balanced and not getting out over our skis. One, against a terrible defense, which is terrible for Ben and Evan. And it's not like Cincinnati, either one of them abused really that Temple defense the way that they should have. You can't have the offense go missing for a quarter or more. They scored 6 points in the second half. Some of that is, yes, obviously, you had to cut down the playbook. You didn't have a full package designed for Evan because he was coming in off the bench. Ben was the starting quarterback all week. They had the lead. I understand all those things. But we do have to keep everything in perspective. The offense there were good things that the offense did when Evan was in there. There were good things the offense Ben did when Ben was in there, but neither of them punished a bad Temple defense the way they should have punished a bad Temple defense.
Yeah.
This is going to be, I repeat, the best defense they face all year.
Yeah.
They mix it up. They do a lot of different things. I can't even imagine if it is Evan, how exotic what they do is going to be. Because they are going to say,
yeah,
we are getting not even just up front, but like the looks in the back end. How, show blitz and drop. Like they are going to mess with Evan relentlessly if Evan is the quarterback.
Yeah, and that's what I said right up front. You got to run the ball.
Look at it like this. They dominated Kansas State. They dominated Kansas State's offense when they beat Kansas State. Kansas State right now has the number 1 offense in the Big 12. This is an outstanding Tulane defense when they're playing well. Now, have they had some hiccups? Of course. Everybody has hiccups along the way, unless you're the 2022 Cincinnati Bearcats.
Right.
Or 2021 Cincinnati Bearcats. You know what
Amen, brother.
But
or
well, 2022 has had hiccups.
Oh, I thought you said 2020 and 2021.
No, I said 22 on accident.
Oh, okay. Well,
but I just like this is going to be if Ben is the quarterback, if Evan is the quarterback,
yeah,
this is going to be their biggest challenge all year and what they are facing on the other side of the ball in terms of the way Tulane wants to confuse you, in terms of, we're used to here. There's not a lot of confusion in what you guys do, Ryan. We're better than you.
Yep.
We're going to line up, we're going to do our stuff, and we are better than you. And Tulane does it a lot differently. They disguise coverage, they disguise blitz, they move guys around. They're very active pre-snap.
That's concerning for our O-line.
It's concerning for the O-line, especially the way that, like, if you look at the way that they have struggled with stunts and twists and delayed blitzes and finding guys running free up the middle, the offensive line is going to have to play their best game of the year, whether it's Ben or Evan.
Yeah.
So,
period.
So that literally, sorry, jeez, get out of here. It brings me to my next point, where Tulane they have a much better pass defense than they do rush defense. They're like 70th in the country in rush defense and 20th in the country in pass defense, which is why that SMU score was so, lopsided, why they've been able to kind of play well against some of these high passing teams. But, the Temple is really good defensively at two things. Well, I guess just one thing: getting into the backfield, getting tackles for losses, and sacks. They had 8 tackles for loss, 5 sacks on Saturday, and at times it looked like that defenders were getting free releases to the backfield, and it just something needs to be shored up on the offensive line. I feel like they were trying to rotate in a lot of different players, I guess, maybe to find the right rhythm up front. I saw Coop out there for a while. Then you saw Metz out there for a while. You kind of, you got wind of, they mentioned on the broadcast that they weren't sure if Gavin was going to be able to go. I don't know if you heard anything about that at all, Chad, but he had
a non-COVID related illness.
Okay.
So he was just sick during the week.
My brother. But it was I don't know. That part is something that gets lost in the whole quarterback conversation, is the fact that the offensive line as a whole, yes, they've had their parts where they've played really well, but also they're still trying to figure it out up there.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the plays, even Evan, Evan has the ability to scramble and get out of the pocket and whatnot. You saw one play where he had to just eat a sack because he couldn't step up, and then he had ends coming out on both sides, and he had literally nowhere to go except for straight backwards. I don't know. It just seems like that's something that also needs to get absolutely squared up, because it seems like it's a big mishap. Chad, all the movement of different linemen in and out, is it still just trying to find the right thing that clicks, do you think, or was it a scheme against Temple?
I don't know. I don't know on that one. I think there might be some frustration involved in why isn't this working?
Yeah.
Let's try to throw everything we can at it to figure out something that works.
Yeah, they got guys they have a lot of guys that have played a lot of snaps, and they're probably like, well, we don't want to have so-and-so on the bench if we're not doing well. Let's get him a couple reps. He's been here, like, we don't want him unhappy and not playing. He's earned snaps here. And I think they have, that kind of like revolving door of, all right, well, it's not working with so-and-so. Let's put so-and-so in. Let's move so-and-so over here and keep shuffling the deck. Some will say the same thing about, you can't have 2 quarterbacks. It doesn't really work out. You got to have one unit that figures their shit out and go. Cause you're kind of saying this should be, no matter how good they statistically are, Temple's like front 7 in terms of it should be a tune-up game. They should be clicking, ready to get shit going here for Tulane. So yeah, I was not pleased with that performance, but time to rise to the occasion, man. Got to rush for over 150 yards next week. Got to.
Ryan, do you feel like maybe Monty's got the momentum right now in that room?
I do. I do think that Monty's like the all-around back. He can catch it. He can run in between the tackles. He can make guys miss. He's faster than people think. He can get out there. He can whenever he's out in the open, he doesn't get caught really.
He's not Jerome Ford, but
no,
he's not slow.
No, but he's shifty. He's powerful. He's got good hands. He can run the routes. He knows the offense better than Corey. I think Corey's more talented. I think if you were going to draft someone to go in the NFL, you draft Corey, but I don't think Corey has like as much knowledge and comfortability that Ryan has.
You think Corey's going down quicker than you expected on contact? I thought he would be able to absorb contact a little bit better. And I'm not talking about like, when you get the ball and you get to the line of scrimmage and there's 300-pound dudes waiting for you. I'm talking about like, if he's getting it bounced outside, like he's taking a hit to the leg and going down a little quicker. Like I don't know if it's because he looks so much like Mike Warren, but I envisioned he would be a little bit better absorbing contact, at least so far.
I did. And, sometimes it comes back to just being comfortable out there. When you have injuries and you're in a new system, it's kind of, you don't have your swag. Like playing running back, like if you don't really know like what you're doing, you don't have that ability to make guys miss. You don't have ability to absorb contact, know where contact's coming from, anticipating, having your vision all the way up. So I think that's kind of what's going on with Corey. I think he didn't have like a full good off season where he was healthy and he was running our stuff. And he hasn't had like a string of weeks where he's been healthy during the season too. So I think that's kind of what's going on with him. He definitely has the potential. You saw him doing it in the SEC last year as a true freshman, breaking tackles, making plays. And that's what I expected this year. I think he still has it in him. I don't think it's gone. I just think he's got to get back into his game a little bit.
Let's go. What? Our guest has arrived.
Good today, man.
What's good?
What up, Devo?
What up, man?
Oh man, I was telling them I haven't talked to you since you left, bro. How you doing?
Man, I've been good, man. I ain't gonna lie, I've been balling, man. So I've been truly blessed, man. I'm telling you.
Dude, nothing makes me happier than watching you ball out. No one deserves it more than you, man.
I appreciate that, brother.
You've been making my job really easy. I try to run the hashtag Bearcats in the NFL, and there's shit on you every single week now, and it's awesome.
Hey, I try, man. I gotta put on, man. Hey, the rest of them guys balling too, man. They've been doing their thing for a while now.
No, there's no doubt about that. Well, Chad, I'll go ahead and introduce. I mean, you need no introduction. We kind of teased that we were having another guest on the pod today. We didn't really let anyone know who it was until you were able to pop in. So no,
yes, sir. Random pop-ins.
There we go. Little random pop-ins.
Yes, sir.
Defoe as it is.
You got a lot to live up to because we had a special guest last week that blew the doors off this place for 2.5 hours as Joel DeBlanco stole the show.
Oh man, my boy Joe. Oh, you know.
Derek, I don't think you'd suspect that, man.
He definitely he gave us some good conversation for at least an hour.
So here's my theory on Joel, Derek, is that once that Joel left, they took the programming chip out of him, and he got to be a real boy again.
Oh, no, for sure. He was a trained killer. Once he was say that secret, it's like that secret word he's saying, he's going to activation mode. And say it again. For sure.
What's his name? The Bucky.
Joel
DeBlanco?
Bucky.
No, the Bucky guy from Avengers, whatever.
We are joined now by budding NFL star, the number 2 rated safety in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus last week. After this week, you might be number 1, but a great Bearcat, one of my favorites, one of my guys that I've loved getting to know since he arrived here 5 years ago, and unbelievably proud and happy, and I will say not surprised that this is happening because I knew all you needed was a little sliver of opportunity, the same that you got here, and you take that sliver of opportunity and you run with it as fast as you possibly can. Definitely. But thrilled to be joined by my guy Defo, Derek Forrest, here on the podcast tonight. taking and he's got the C-paw on.
You see, I got it on, man. Always revving, always revving.
Man, what is this? What has this ride been like this year? Because I a door opened and you had a little chance. Like you there was an injury. You had your time to say, hey, I'm more than a special teams ace. I can do that, but I'm more than that. And how awesome has this first 12 weeks or whatever been as you've had a chance to show, like, I got you.
I got you. So it's definitely been a roller coaster. We started early, we got an early victory, and then we went on a little losing streak, man. So it was about coming back together, correcting what was wrong, making those adjustments, and then moving on to be, the brand and, a football that we want to put on the field. So it's definitely been challenging, man, especially with me. Like, I was starting the first week, and then I went back to, like, my special teams role, man. But it was like I had to keep my head down and continue to grind because I knew, like, another opportunity was going to come, but you got to be ready for the opportunity when it comes. And I can't sit and complain or make excuses on why I'm put in this position. I just got to put my head back down and grind until, I'm back on the field again. And that's what I did. And, for my last 2 starts, I got interception each week, man. And I'm telling you, it's for me, staying with my head down, staying consistent, praying and, just being me, man, being humble. And I'm saying that it's just a blessing just to be here, man.
Talk about that game.
Real quick, how much did your freshman year here where you had to play special teams and had to kind of grind out that first year? And since, because I know I've talked about this with Des. Des told me when he got drafted by the Falcons, he said, look, I've done this understudy stuff before. Yeah. I did it in high school when I was a freshman. I did it in college when I was a freshman. Yeah. I'm going to do it while I'm a rookie in the NFL. But I'm coming to play. Like, no lie. I know how to bide my time.
I feel like it prepared us for the league because that's exactly how it is. You're coming in as a young guy. You got competition in front of you, and it's all about coming in and doing the right things to put you in position for when your opportunity comes that you can take full advantage of it. So I feel like college is like the same journey. Starting off, you're going to start off with a less of a role, but then you got to build your way up, and it's all about building the trust and respect throughout the program for you to get there.
I've got a 2-parter for you there. And I hope someone else asks about the interception from this past weekend because that was one of the best I've seen. But I want to go back to the game at Philly because that was one where no one was giving you guys a chance,
man.
And you guys kind of went out there and you showed out, and then you balled out as well, big pick. And then so break that down. But I want to hear also, were you a little nervous that Taylor Heineke was going to take your Defo chain afterwards because that was the one you could see on the plane the most sticking out.
No, man. No, I didn't. I wasn't really worried about him taking the chain, man. But it was definitely a crazy game going on there in Philly, man. I'm telling you, it was a hostile environment, and it really was like we were all going in with the mindset that we really don't care what other people are saying, what other people think. We know what we can do. Let's go in there and show them what we can do, and then we won't have to worry about what they can do.
Yeah, it's perfect. And then I guess I'll take away the interception this past week. Explain to me what's going through your head. Are you thinking you got a barrel roll to get your shoulder in the game inside of the play?
I wouldn't say that, man, but it's definitely like I'm doing everything that I need to get prepared for me to make these plays. So like when I go out there and I do them, they're like surreal for everybody else, but for me, it's like, wow, I've been knew I can make these plays. I just needed the opportunity.
Yeah. Hey, you're not allowed to say it, so I'll say it for you. But you pulled a page out of the Cincinnati Bengals playbook, running WJ3 out of town to get that spot. So kudos.
Derek, how would you compare like being there in Philly to like some of the bigger environments that we played in at Cincy?
I would say that it's definitely like a UCF or something of that. Like it's definitely a hostile environment, but it's like once you get in those environments, something inside you start boiling, and it just turns you into a super competitor. And I love places like that, man. So it definitely was a super hostile environment, like when we were at SMU or Tulsa or places like that. So it's definitely a hostile environment that you would love to play in.
Yeah, it's
It
always
looked a
better to be
little
on the
different
road.
than that same stadium looked on Saturday.
No, for sure. That game was about empty as can be.
Did you get a chance to chop it up with Jason after the game at all? The
No,
hottest podcast star in the country.
No, I had said what's up to him, man. I think he felt a little hard on the loss, man. So we chopped it up for a little while, and I let him go about his ways, man. I didn't want to keep him too long.
I want to take it back to
when we see each other though after the games.
I want to take it back to Cincy real quick, but stick on the interceptions path.
Yes, sir.
You had 6 in your career. Sadly, none were returned for a touchdown. But what people don't remember is that your very first interception, you were pretty doggone close for a pick 6.
Man.
Break down that play. Tell everyone the situation. It was the Shower Bowl.
They tried to run like a glance on us, man. And the quarterback, he threw it and somebody tipped it, and then somebody else tipped it and it landed right in my hands. And I get to running, man. I get near the goal line, and I see the 2 guys.
I thought you were gonna score, man.
I'm gonna score too because I'm thinking that one of the D linemen gonna block the dude in front of me. They didn't block him. Like I was a metro.
No.
For your first pick.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. He's back. All right, he's back. You were.
I was about to say that's probably embarrassing. First pick, man, get tackled on the half-yard line.
Dude, it was Cortez and Keese.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's put some names on wax. Was Cortez, wasn't it?
They didn't even try to touch him. They just ran right past him.
Oh, was Big Brown out there?
I think so.
I just know, like, if they're not getting the big ass hit, they're kind of just standing around watching. They don't really know what to fucking do.
No lie.
Well, and they'll probably blame it on the rain. They'll say, we just couldn't see anyone in that rain that was going on.
Blame it on, yeah, it's all right, man. Even though all of us, we took our visors out, we took our gloves off so everybody could see. So I really want to.
That was the game at Paul Brown against Miami.
Man, hey, I ain't gonna lie, that game was raining. It was cold. It was so like everybody, the fans were hiding up under the stadium.
Yeah. And your boy Mike stole that touchdown from you like he always likes to do.
He got like a 1-yard touchdown. It's all right.
Yeah.
I told him the assist. It was because we were roommates.
Yeah,
roommates. I wanted to give him the assist.
He's always stealing your shit, dude.
You ain't lying.
So, knowing how involved like your dad has been in this whole path as well, like how proud is he seeing you now as a starter and all of that? Like, what's the conversation with your dad like after games and all of that?
Losing his damn mind.
Man, yeah, like he always just lets me know how proud he is of me. Like, it's been a long journey. He's believed in me the whole way. He just, he's just proud to be able to come along with me. To see me develop throughout my teen. From a kid, and just to be here. So he's just a proud father, man. That's going to support, each and every day on every play, on everything, every tweet, every post, man. And I'm definitely glad and proud to have a support system like that in my life.
I miss the crew. I was just gonna say I miss the crew. I used to always your dad, Mike's dad, and Majay's dad.
Yeah,
I would always see that they were like a little crew. You'd always see the 3 of them hanging out and getting to chop it up with them before games or at the spring game or whenever the parents would be around. I miss seeing those dudes. I love all 3 of them.
Man, I'm telling you, they still talk all the time though. Like my dad will call me like, yeah, man, Mike's dad called me. Like they be chopping it up still, man. So I'm glad to see them relationships still attached, man.
And I've still never seen a parent look more like a kid than Mike Warren and Mike Warren's dad. Like,
no lie, man, twins.
When you meet Mike's dad, it's like, oh, I know you.
Twins, man.
Yeah, Mike's dad's crazy ass would be in the locker room all the time too. Might as well give him the damn pass.
Like, bro, the random times where here come,
bro.
Work out, bro.
Yeah, you'd be down to the workout. Like I'd be like dapping me up like before the lift. I'm like, what the fuck?
Work out everything.
It's like, is this guy a coach? Like, what is this guy doing? But I loved him. He was awesome. I loved having him around.
Energy is Brady.
Yeah, just like, wait, how the fuck? How is Mike's dad like this deep in the program?
I was telling Chad last night, like anytime I'm putting something out, either whether about the Bearcats or retweeting one of your highlights or something, and I get a Derek Forrest Sr., like or retweet or something like that. I'm like, yeah, he still follows the program. I love it.
Man. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, people probably get me confused with my pops all the time, man. But he retweets everything. He comments on everything, man. You'll never see him go ghost.
For sure.
Well,
He's a real one.
So you were part of the foundation of the second longest home winning streak
Yes,
in
sir.
college football right now at
Yes.
Nippert. So back-to-back games, possibly if they win on Friday at Nippert. I want to hear your favorite experience at Nippert, and if it is what I think it is, people remember one play that Sauce made in that one. But I think your 16 tackles is just as special what Sauce did.
Man,
What
that definitely
your
is
favorite?
one of my faves. But I think my favorite was the Temple game to secure our side of the conference. What was that? 18. Yeah, I feel like that was
19.
Yeah, 19. Yeah, that was definitely my favorite, man. It was a lit night, man. It was cold. The net was packed, and we got that championship, man. That definitely was one of my favorites right there.
Well, and you had the pick to seal it,
No,
right?
sure. I think.
You're not going to mention that, but yeah.
Right on our sideline.
Yep. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, that was so lit. Yeah, that's definitely.
Take me through. Fickle gets the job. You're committed elsewhere, but you see this opportunity arise here. Take me through that little the recruiting process. It was quick. It happened fast, but you were one of the first guys in the boat.
Well, it was like, so when I first started getting recruited to go to Cincinnati, it was like a bunch of different coaches from different schools that had all came to Cincinnati that were previously recruiting me. So when they got there, I remember the first time Coach Luke Fickle called me. I'm like, hello. He was like, he was on the phone. He was on a conference call with all of them in the same room when they was just talking to me. And I was like, all right, man. He was like, yeah, we want you to get you down on the visit this weekend. And I'm like, all right, man, that's great. I'll do it. So I'm getting ready to do my visit. And the day before I leave for my visit, I'm in I think my coach calls me to like the gym or something, like, hey, the head coach of Cincy is here. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, all right. So I come down, we chop it up, man. He give me my official offer to go to Cincinnati. I'm like, oh man, that's legit right there. That's real. That's real right there. He came all the way to my school just to give me the offer. And I came on my visit, man. I was committed to Miami of Ohio at the time, man. That's the funny thing. I was committed to Miami of Ohio, and I came down to my visit. I loved it, and that was all she wrote, dog. I was going to Cincy. I had my mind made up after I took the visit.
I would have been sick if you ended up a damn Red Hawk, bro. the way you play, bro. That would have been. I couldn't imagine you not being a Bearcat, dude. We'd have to beat your ass, dude. So.
Were you tight with? Did you know Kobe and Mike?
Yeah,
at all before you guys got here?
Yeah, I knew Kobe from camp circuits, bro. It's funny that I know Kobe because you feel me. Me and Kobe always been, you feel me. Like I always see him at a camp circuit. I'll say what's up to him and stuff. But I always knew Kobe because the one time me and Kobe, like our crew and his crew was at the camps, man. He was doing one-on-ones, and the dude on his team kept like cutting people, bro. So everybody had to do it. You feel me? And me and Kobe was the peacemakers.
Ready to be a rumble.
Oh no, for sure. At the camp circuit, man. It was so that's how I know Kobe, man, just from being in Ohio, going to the camps. And then Mike, I had met Mike, when he had started getting recruited since he because it was like Mike and Jarrell were gonna be roommates, but me and Jarrell was gonna be roommates. So all three of us ended up being roommates together.
And then tell me about your relationship with Brady, because Brady considers you and Kobe like surrogate sons.
Mm-hmm.
Like from the day you walked in on campus, you and Kobe, every time we would talk to Brady, Brady would be like, these two are going to change the culture. These two. And he was right.
That's definitely man, that's my dog right there, man. He done coached us and got us through a lot, man. He built our bodies to places that we probably would have never got without him, man. So he definitely pushed us past limits that we thought we would never reach, man. Between me, Wig, Kobe, all of us, Jarrell, we were his group. He wouldn't let us work out with anybody else, man. But it's definitely, definitely something special that we built over there, man. I'm gonna cherish those friendships and relationships for forever.
Be honest, did you kind of hate him in the beginning though?
No,
concentration training.
We clicked because Brady knew I was gonna work hard, and I knew Brady was gonna push me, man. So it really wasn't much I could be mad about, man, because I had to accept it eventually. Like he's gonna always push me. There's never gonna be a way I can get over it. You know, if I yawn in the weight room, I know he's gonna make me do my push-up. I got my hands on my hips, I know he's gonna yell at me. So it's just like a thing. Like you just gotta come to acceptance. Like, man, I know it's gonna happen. I might as well, get right.
Okay, here we go. And then we'll talk about, I guess, Camp Higher Ground. We got to ask about it.
Oh man,
Have you been able to experience
first places, man?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I got a lot of good memories there, dog. But it's definitely, man, it's a drag just going to Higher Ground. You get out there, you be like, bro, I don't want to do this. Like and then you got all these bugs out there. Then
Bro, that's you though. You're a starter. You're a good ass player. Imagine how my ass felt.
If you're
out there.
if you're a first 2 year player and you have not did anything, you're in the bunks. And you're in the bunks. It's like the lodges when you had a freaking a summer camp or something. Like that's just how it is, man. So Higher Ground definitely is a place that you don't want to go, but once you get there, you'll have some great memories, man. I'll never forget the time where they told us we was going to do team bonding. They took us up to High Ground,
Yeah.
took our
my
phone,
God,
and then out of nowhere, we're having a freaking obstacle course, dog. And I'm with a bunch of guys that are from offense, special teams, everywhere. We're happening to be a team and compete to win, man. And that's just the things that we did that changed the brotherhood over there.
Who were your roommates at Higher Ground?
My roommate
Aaron,
was
check your
Kobe.
text.
So at first it was Kobe, and in the last 2 years it was Wig.
Wig.
Yeah, Wig. He was my roommate the last year at High Ground, man.
What's he up to right now?
I don't know, man. He's definitely out there still at Arizona. I think he's still on the practice squad right now. He had played in a couple games this year though.
Okay, that's good.
Did you know what was coming from B Cook behind you?
Man, I did not know, man. I'm so glad to see where to think like that we have that many guys drafted that early. It was surreal to me, man. It was just like it was a ticket of my appreciation. Like I'm like, man, the things that we did to change that program around, and now these guys are being rewarded by it, man. I'm definitely proud of everybody.
Yeah. Do you ever reflect back and think about how the DBs you had at one point, you back there, the three corners?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you ever just reminisce and be like, wow, this is kind of an NFL roster in college?
Like for sure. I think about it. I mean, I'll be trying to explain to guys. People be like, "Oh, you guys played in the American, this, and that." I'm like, bro, we had some dogs. I don't want to hear it. Like, we would have lined up against you, gave y'all work the whole game, and we would have fallen in y'all face, and we weren't trying to hear none of that. So they definitely know. If they would have played us, it would have definitely been a different story.
Aaron, you got anything?
I'm waiting to bring something else to fruition. So go ahead if you got more, Brent.
Uh-oh.
I know you always do.
Is there some breaking news coming out here?
We're working on it.
Okay. Okay, fair. So, Defo, I want to hear a little bit more about Brady, because obviously we have Brady on this show in the offseason every other week. And man, he breaks down a couple of crazy things he does during lifts and whatnot.
Takes us to Squat Fest.
Yeah, he takes us to Squat Fest. Ryan's been able to fill us in on a couple. But what's your favorite Brady story that he would be okay with you telling, but probably not want out there to too many other people?
Oh man, my favorite Brady story, man. I forgot what it was, man. I'll give one time we did stadium runs, man. It was just, and we had like huddled up at one point, man. He had said something like, hey, F them all or something. It just like, and everybody was like, whoa. And, so that's probably my funniest story, but I don't even exactly remember what he said. But he said something about like F them or something, but it came off wrong. And everybody was like, whoa, we ain't doing that, Coach.
Well, why don't you ask the man himself, Brady? What did you say?
Coach.
What is up, Defo?
What's up, man?
What is up, my guy?
Not much. What up?
Just got the kids down. I get a text from Brendo. He says, your boy's on. I said, oh, shit.
What up, man?
Hey, we are talking to the #1 graded safety in all of the NFL, boys.
Hey.
How about that?
I'm telling you, thank you.
How about that shit?
Upper echelon.
You did it, brother. Man.
Definitely.
I love you, dude. Fuck. I mean, I tell these young safeties all the time, dude. They have no idea. They got no idea.
You gotta never give up, man. You gotta just be ready to be, push the limits that you have never been pushed before, and then it'll change. It'll transform you. You feel me? It'll transform your mind, your body.
Doubt. No doubt, man. Plus, you always had Roy over there to pick you up.
Bruh, and Roy had the whole weight room lit. He'd turn on like a crazy song, and everybody just go crazy.
Yeah, we do some other stuff in the locker room too.
I mean, these are two of the highest level guys you can find. Two play hard guys.
Bro.
I don't know if you could put me in the same group as this guy right here.
No, dude. Hey,
I don't know.
Play hard board is big. You know that.
Yeah, it's big, but we just got done talking about top graded safety in the NFL. I was top graded engineer of the week last week.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
I'm just bullshitting you. That's not a real thing.
Brent, what were you saying when I jumped in?
Well, Defo was telling us about his favorite story about you that he could tell without you getting angry. It was about some stadium stairs, and you might have said something afterwards, and the team might have taken it the wrong way. Yeah. Do you quite remember that, or is it kind of a well, you guys figured it out eventually?
I don't know. I probably tend to black out in those moments.
You gave a great speech, great speech, man.
I'm sure there was a bunch of F words dropped. I have no idea.
No way.
All that pre-workout, right?
I don't take pre-workout. I'm not about that life.
It's that monster.
Hey,
it's all natural.
Intrinsic.
Exactly.
When you're always up, you don't need uppers.
You're damn right. When you're around guys like these two right here, there's no need for that.
You won't need no pre-workout. All you gotta do is get smacked in the chest or the back, you'll be all right.
You damn know that. You about to bench, you're gonna get 2 slaps. You about to squat, you're gonna get hit.
Yes. Get hit with the clipboard. I don't know if we're allowed to be just saying this shit. We're gonna get Iowa over here.
Felino has scarred you, Roy, or Felino has scarred you.
Oh my god. No, hey, the craziest shit was Parker Showers. I was going to do like a front squat for 2 or something, and he clocked my shit, like hit me like in the face so hard that I almost like fell over, and I was like delirious and I couldn't do my thing. And so he gave me a Mountain Dew. He's like, "Here, drink this. This will fix."
Oh man, have you guys asked Defo about his younger brother?
No,
Leo.
I didn't know there was a younger one.
Hey, he's straight.
So many of them.
There are.
There's a bunch.
They're all legit, man.
Straight balling.
How's he doing at Davidson? True freshman, right?
Yep.
How's he doing?
Freshman at Davidson College, man. He's doing his thing over there. He's starting to get a little bit more reps, man. So he's definitely going to be someone to be on the lookout for. Then I got my other little brother in high school, Donovan McCall. Hopefully he can get his stuff right, man, so he can be the next great thing, man. He's 6'4" already. I mean, he has all the potential, man. It's as far as he want to go.
What does he play?
He's playing tight end right now.
Is that
If
what
you were
he's
sick, we
Jalil's a
would have
running
beat
back?
you up. You would have played D end.
Oh.
Brady in the chat. Somebody wonders if Defo still works out his neck every day like you trained him.
No, I'm not gonna lie, man. Hey, I slimmed down a little bit, dog. Hey, I gotta be a little bit more agile. Them dudes out there fast.
It's a little bit different in the league.
You got guys out there running 4.42s and stuff, man. I had slimmed down just a little bit.
You're a 4.3 guy. Why does it matter?
Oh no, for sure. No, it's just more covering now.
That's true.
More covering, man.
That's how you
we got
cover.
them big D linemen to stop the run now.
Damn right you do. Holy cow.
Got some dogs up there, man.
You got Metz's sworn enemy up front there.
Oh gosh.
That poor guy closes his eyes. He still sees them, but hey, it made him better. It made him better.
No lie.
Oh, is it the Georgia guy? Is that who it is?
I mean,
Man.
no, not the Georgia guy.
The Bama guy?
Chase Young.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
I don't want to shit on Mets, but I feel like he's had a couple nightmare scenarios. So I kind of.
I mean,
Again,
Royer was hold on. Royer was the biggest nightmare. Man,
Oh,
jump off sides every time.
That's true. That's
Hey.
true. I did get his ass good.
Hey man, that was probably the best mic'd up, dog. I'm telling you.
That's all right. Royer's biggest nightmare is probably Coach Fickle's son, Landon.
yeah. Yes. Or Kyle Bolden.
Hey,
Oh,
Royer, you get a kick out of this today. I finished my personal workout today at about 10:45. Joel comes down, right?
Oh my
It's
God.
10:45. I have some meetings, some other things, big things going on. I come back, it's like 1:45. Joel's still on the treadmill.
Oh my God. He is insane. He goes in and watches film every day and like breaks down film for the team.
He's a nut job, bro. He's a
I
nut
know.
job. He's a nut job.
There's guys like Joel, then there's guys like Derek. Derek might have a little bit more capabilities that leads him to not have to do some of the things Joel has to do.
Oh, I know. Hey, before I jump out, and I just want to chime in. I mean, shit, man. Defoe's on here. He's I love this kid more than anybody. I love you, Royer. I love you, but
thank you.
You two guys for real. But Derek, I mean, my admiration for you and everything you've done for this place. I love you, dude. So proud of you. I got a good question for you. And I know I saw you a couple weeks ago, but so far in the NFL, what's the most coolest stadium experience you've been in? Like
coolest
the best
stadium
place?
experience. I'm definitely gonna say a few places. So definitely when we went to the Ravens for that third preseason game this year, their stadium is lit. They got like new jumbotrons everywhere, man. So that's definitely something nice. And I'll say Gillette Stadium, the Patriots, man, that thing was lit. It definitely was lit, man. And it was a preseason game, dog, and they both were lit. And then I didn't play when we went up to the Packers, man, but that stadium definitely something to experience. The fan, just the atmosphere there is lit, man. So I definitely say those are some of the best places that I've been since I've been.
No doubt.
And man, I thank you, man. I love you too, man.
Oh, dude, I love you more than anything, man. Then I got one more for you. You're on a team with some other cats that I coached, Terry McLaurin, and Curtis Samuel. Do you I mean, you guys are all kind of cut from the same cloth, especially you and Terry. I mean, T-Mac was just like you, an absolute grinder. I mean, played special teams and then finally balled out doing whatever it is. Do you chop it up with those boys a bunch?
Oh, always, man. Terry laid back, man. So, I really talk to Terry around game time, dog, because I feel his energy, I feed off his emotion, man. And then Curtis, he laid back, chill, man. When team means we sit a couple seats down from each other, man. So we always chopping it up. They definitely some cool guys. And it's like you could just see that they cut from a different cloth, man. Those guys is going to put their head down and grind, really ain't going to complain about much, man. But they, that they're going to work hard, you're going to get your
doubt.
Man. So
no doubt.
Did
you guys got some special things brewing there, man.
Oh, no lie. They're putting the pieces together.
They are.
No lie. We getting the right ones.
Did you know those were Brady's guys? Did you know he worked with them? Okay.
Everybody from I'm from Columbus, Ohio, man. So I already know.
His best friend's Blake Harrison, man.
Yeah, man. I already know about the old state guys, man. Always.
Hey, one more for you. Who's got number 5 on the Commanders that you can tell?
Tress Way. My punter, man.
Are you working on that right now? You working on it?
Nah, man. He's been there so long, man. I respect him, man. That's why I never asked him. I was like, man, he got it.
You could always go back to the OG 16.
Hey, man. I don't know about the 16, dog. It never fit. That's why I got a 16 so fast.
Yeah, you did.
I like 22. 22 looks good on you, bro.
22
that's a badass number.
Sure. I got a little legacy going on over here, man.
You could always go to 35 too if you want.
That's up in the rafters somewhere already.
Putting on the show in the league.
Shit. What fairy tale is that, man?
God, they don't know about the show, man.
They don't want to know. They don't want to know, man.
Like that one little move could get everybody turned. Like they don't even.
They can't handle it. They can't handle it.
No,
some things are best left in the Make-A-Wish area of.
Hey, we can just tell people the legendary stories about it. They'll never know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Depot, he said last week his block punt was make a wish for special teams.
Yeah, I did say that.
Man.
Oh man. Well, hey, I'm gonna get going because it's late for me. But hey, such a great honor seeing you, bub. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Good to see Brent, Chad, Aaron, Royer. You sick human being. Always a
I'll be
pleasure.
around. I'll be around.
Hey, in the off season, we'll get this group back together and we'll really chop it up.
Oh, for
Oh
sure.
man, you bet.
You know,
You gotta get Kobe, Mike Warren. You gotta get all the OGs.
I got you. I'm gonna get all the
Can't
guys.
wait.
Back.
Hey, you know who was on the sideline last week at Temple?
Who?
Dino Boyd.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
wow.
He looks great. He just got done with the Canadian Football League.
Okay.
And dude, it was so cool to see
Dino.
him. I mean, a guy we only had for
Sure.
1 year, but
Yeah, like,
damn, he was a dog.
He was
Yeah.
a
He had
dog.
that
I
dog.
love that guy.
It was just like he transferred so late. He was already senior.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He was such a dog, but
Don't lie.
you know,
He walked into camp, looked at left tackle, and went, "I live here."
Yeah,
he called them all out. He called them all like Tez, Coach,
Let me get it.
Maje, Kamani. He said, "What's up?"
he
And
wasn't scared.
It was
After-
badass. I loved
after
it.
about one series, everybody said, "Yep, okay, this guy's the guy."
Yep.
So, but no, so good to see everybody. Hey, going
Thank
for 33 straight, boys.
Yes, sir.
Need it.
Yes,
Got it. You know,
Let's get it done, man.
the legacy and the standard that you two have set, man. We got to get it done. So, and let's bring the shit back to the nip, and then we'll see ya to this conference. And hey,
Come on with
Hey, you're speaking to the choir, baby.
He's
All right.
Coach.
Nah, for sure.
All right, boys, good seeing everybody.
See you, Coach.
See ya. Good luck, Defoe. Keep it going, bub.
I got you, man. Thank you.
Royer, you're sick in the head.
I know. I got more for you. You know that.
I
Off
know you
air.
do. All right, boys.
See, Coach.
All right, y'all.
I had to get you like that. Had to.
Oh, no, for sure, man. I appreciate that, man. Dang, it's been a while. It definitely.
All right.
Oh, man.
We don't want to take up too much of your time. We can't. We're not going to do like we did Joel and kept you here for 2 hours and 40 minutes like we did Joel last week.
I'm about to do that. I gotta get back to cleaning, man. Thanksgiving, you know, people coming in town. I gotta make sure the house is spotless, or mom gonna give it to me. I ain't trying to.
Before we just give us your best Royer story, and then we'll let you go.
Best Royer story.
Oh my
Dog.
God.
Oh wait, oh, I forgot what it was. They had like sparkling water or something, bro. And he did what was it? Dang, what's the wrestler's name?
Stone Cold.
Stone
Cold.
Steve Austin. He did the Stone Cold Steve Austin, dog.
Don't worry. I don't even remember.
Bro, that was my favorite Warrior story right there.
You did Stone Cold with a couple LaCroix, Royer?
I did. Hey, I did a shoey with Fletch after we won the chip last year. I know that, but I don't remember that for some reason. I don't remember that one.
You never put your head in the fan, did you?
No.
That
Did you
wasn't
ever
a
lift
thing.
anybody into the fan?
Nah.
He left. He was gone, man. He was off the bus.
Bro, I think I know what you're talking about. They held you up and hit your head on the
the fan, yeah.
I remember that. I seen it. I for sure seen it.
Yeah. The dumbassery travels, man.
Oh man, stories, dog. That's it, man. You can't get it back.
We greatly appreciate you chopping it up, man. This has been
no
awesome.
All right, y'all.
Look, we had to get you before you became too big. Like,
I'll always come back, man. I know where I started at, man. I never.
All right.
Hey, you're the best, brother. I miss you. Good luck, man.
All right.
I love seeing what you're doing.
Thanks, Derek.
I appreciate you guys having me back, man. It feels good chopping it up with you guys again, man.
Yeah.
Always, brother. You know we miss having you around.
Man, all right, y'all.
Tell Pops I said what's up.
I got you.
All right.
Hey, Steve.
All
There you go.
See you, man.
That's the number one safety in the NFL.
On our show.
On our
show.
podcast.
Well, and I want to bring up what Neil said in the chat during all of the chaos that was happening. Number one safety, number one corner, number one tight end, number one center in the league.
Not we got four of the best players at their position, like in the league, are Bearcats. It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting until we get to the level that they say we don't belong. What happened to that?
No, I love it.
These dudes, they play in the American. They don't play nobody. And then they go in the league, and guess what? They play everybody, and the cream rises to the top real fast. Second year in the league. He wasn't a first-round pick. He wasn't a can't-miss guy. He's just a guy that works his ass off, got an opportunity, and now, guess what? You do what he's doing, they can't take him off the field. He's there for good in Washington now.
I mean, I would have called that
Yep.
The moment you knew whoever took a chance on him, you give him a year, maybe. I thought 2 would even be longer. I thought he was gonna grab that shit right away, and he basically has though. I knew it. He's just that's the type of man he is.
You know, the coolest thing for me,
grown ass man.
Coolest thing for me is that we saw Sauce with it earlier in the year when he kind of took the social media camera and he was the one talking and saying, you know, you guys are doubting us, you know, this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden, you know, look at how the Jets are doing. They did the same with Defoe after this past week. And I think he did it even 2 weeks ago too. And it's just like, you know, that's got to be that kind of culture that was instilled in Cincinnati first, where people doubt him. You know, you're always doubting him, chip on their shoulder, and all of a sudden they're blowing up and showing that, hey, this is real talent that's coming out of the Queen City. So it's
I'm
awesome.
stressed. I'm stressed. What the hell are we going to do next week?
I don't know, but if he's really going to line up all those dudes on a podcast for us,
man,
I'm not even in. Like, I'm here to hit play and out.
That's why I jokingly took us out. Like, that did not, you, Defoe, and Brady was being the host, asking questions. Y'all did not need us. Like, you didn't need a damn thing from us.
It's special, man. It just shows how special that this program is, all the things that it's done.
Brady's foaming at the mouth to get back on the pod. I could tell. he's like, I need the off season, baby. But no.
He answered awesome. Right away. I was like, Defoe's on. You want to jump in? Yes. I'm like, I was like, Aaron, send him the invite, and he was in within 2 minutes. He was probably in bed, ready to go to sleep, and got that text and was like, "Got to go downstairs, honey. It's important."
Yelling as he's on his way down the stairs.
I'm excited. So cool. No, it was awesome.
So cool.
Yeah.
I just threw it out there this morning. I was like, hey, bro, like, everybody wants to hear from you. Like, your name is blowing up. You want to come on tonight and chop it up with me and Royer and the boys? And he hit me back. He was like, hey, man, he apologized. He's like, sorry it took me so long. I was getting treatment. I was like, no shit, you're in the NFL. Like, yeah, you were getting treatment.
You don't owe me shit.
Right. Like, I was expecting you to big time, like, not big time, but just be like, sorry, like, look, a lot going on, got to get ready. But Defoe, that's Defoe. Like, you ask him to help you out, he's always gonna to jump at the opportunity to do it. And that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So happy for him, man. So happy to see good things happen to good people like that.
Amen.
Like, he deserves it.
Yeah, you can sense he loves talking about Cincinnati too.
Yeah.
Like he was excited to chop it up about the NFL for a little bit, but the second we started bringing up like past Bearcat stories, he was just like, you could tell the excitement level amped up.
Luke. Paul, do you know what Luke would do to me if I asked him to be on a podcast in the middle of the season?
Yeah, you're not Pat McAfee.
He would tie me in a pretzel.
Do you want me to ask him?
No. He comes on in the off season. That's perfectly fine.
Especially because today is Tuesday, and tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yeah. Chad, were you at practice today for Tuesday?
No, and it's going to be actually. Let me see here. Oh, let's go! Let's go! I'm so excited right now. Florida Gulf Coast is beating the shit out of NKU.
Oh.
So I only have to do a 1 hour radio show tomorrow instead of a 3 hour radio show. Because if Northern won, they play tomorrow night. If they lost, they play tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I was supposed to do 12 to 3 on radio. so I only have to do 12 to 1. So I will be at practice tomorrow, and then I'm going to have to listen to Gillum again.
Yeah,
you can't be here on Wednesday. You're not allowed to be here on Wednesday. But yeah, I will be at practice tomorrow.
You know, it's kind of funny you brought up NKU because we do have to slowly transition this convo into basketball, even though it's been a lot of fun up to now.
Yeah, I don't think we have much left on Temple.
Yeah,
good riddance.
We do need to do a.
We do need to do a timestamp.
I don't even know where the Defo interview started, but we'll just call that all football.
Yeah, that was all football, and you get the timestamp after Defo, which brought in the crowd. So, Quick Paper Supply, your locally and family-owned restaurant supply company for all your non-food products. Quick Paper services over 150 restaurants with weekly, low minimum next-day deliveries, providing a wide range of food service products from to-go containers, cups, custom printed products, eco-friendly, and much more. They also have cleaning and restroom supplies for all your janitorial needs. Call Nick at 513-470-2029 and reference Bearcats for 20% off your first month of purchases. There you go. Special thanks, as always, to our good friends at Quick Paper Supply. And those things take a little while to recover from, because you get your adrenaline gets going because it's good and people are laughing and you're chopping it up and telling stories, and all of a sudden Brady shows up and it even goes up another level. Aren't you glad you did this year earlier?
I'm so glad, man. I love this. I look forward to it every Monday. And
now it's even better because we've just been hitting you with
you guys are treating me right, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Royer and friends. You can get these guys on too.
Okay. I'll start thinking of something. Perry Young would be great on here, man.
Perry would be awesome. I love Perry.
And you'd have to kick him off because he wouldn't shut his damn mouth.
He would stay the whole time. and we would go longer than we went with Joel.
Yeah, I know.
Perry's amazing. I love Perry. Dude, what's he up to now?
He just finished his season with Calgary Stampeders.
Okay, so he did get through the CFL season?
No, they picked him up after a guy. So they cut him, then picked him up halfway through the year because a guy got hurt. They had him on practice squad. He got a couple reps on special teams, finished up the year at practice squad. But he thinks it's a good situation for him. He's liking it.
Good.
So
more than welcome. I'd love to have Perry
that'd be good.
I'll let him know.
I was rewatching the highlights of the Shower Bowl against Miami at Paul Brown just to see that Defo interception, and Perry absolutely lit someone up in that game, and it just reminded me of how much of a headhunter he was.
He was
from the linebacker spot. Yeah, he was. He absolutely was. But rolling into college basketball, it's crazy to think we're still 2 hours away, potentially longer, to the tip of the Bearcat game tonight. And, Chad, I thought I was going to have great stamina throughout this entire pod, but it's kind of funny. I'm getting a little weird, a little tired, but I'm going to get excited once Bearcat basketball rolls around. Arizona is on tap, guys. One of the best offenses in the country slowly. What's that?
Timeout. I've got to call it timeout. The Lane Kiffin stuff when we were. So, I guess Kiffin knows the guy's a media member. Is it him or was it a fake account?
I don't know. Kiffin just said good sources, John.
Yeah, it was from an Ole Miss reporter.
Yeah. So Lane just tweeted out this just in: breaking news. John Sokoloff of WCBI News in Starkville, Mississippi, plans to step down as the lead anchor and head to WLOX to become their new lead anchor. Sources say WLOX hasn't offered the job to anyone yet. So John to WLOX is happening. Story soon. He just trolled the shit. I love Lane Kiffin.
Well, and Lane's tweet right before that was like
Daniel Tosh
was like, this is brand new news to me.
Yeah.
Great sources, John, and did a bunch of emojis. So yeah, Lane's good on that old Twitter sphere.
He also had a book open studying the Egg Bowl earlier tonight.
I mean, he knows how to cater to the audience these days. But tonight, Arizona, there'll probably be tip off, if not around 11:30.
There's still 7 minutes left in the first half of the Ohio State San Diego State.
All right, probably close to 12:30. But anyway, this Arizona team, man, they have played 3 pretty piss poor teams: Nicholls State, Southern, and Utah Tech. But in those games, sometimes you gotta still look at, Chad. Would you agree with this? No matter what the competition level is, for the most part, you've got to look at shooting percentages as kind of real stats.
I mean, do you look at the Chaminade percentages as real stats, or do you look at the 3 games against better competition as real stats? So I don't know.
No, I agree with that. But like a 3-game sample size is enough to at least draw some sort of thoughts on it.
I would have preferred at least one solid mid-major in there. Right. Like the one of the teams hasn't won at all. The other one won one game. Like but they should be very good. I talked to Kevin Sweeney today, who is at CBB _Central on Twitter, and he's one of the better young media minds in the college basketball landscape. And he didn't think it was crazy that the spread was what it was, and said, Arizona's a problem, but one, they're really not looking to play any defense.
Right.
So, you can hang with them if you're making shots. Yep. Yeah. Teams Arizona played are combined 3 and 9.
Right.
Thank you, fake John Goebel.
Well, what are the teams we've played? They're probably just as bad.
Northern's 2-2. Eastern's won a couple games. And I don't know what
Chaminade's probably over.
No, not Chaminade.
I'm looking it up.
Cleveland State's is decent. So, but yeah, it's there. Either way you slice it, Brent, the competition Cincinnati's played is quite a bit better than what we've seen Arizona play. So we just don't know. I know that they're good. He said the one thing you can hope for is that Kerr Carissa shoots them out of the game, because he can be a little bit of a wild card. I think that would be a good matchup for both Micah and Rob Finney. If you can frustrate him a little bit, you can get them kind of off kilter. Now, their 2 big kids are really good, the 2 6'11" kids. One of them's more of a bruiser. The other one's more of a Euro skilled stretch 4 type.
Tabellus,
yeah. They're both going to be a problem, but I don't know. We'll see. Like, if I had to put money on it, would I put money on Arizona? Yeah, probably. But I don't think
taking the spread.
I would be tempted there. I would be tempted to take Cincinnati in the points.
What did you see the spread at, Chad?
I started at 8.5. I saw it go up to 10.5, and then it's kind of settled at 9.5, hasn't it?
Yeah, I saw it at 9.5.
Yeah.
I like the Bearcats keeping it close. That's what I like.
Yeah,
I think
Chaminade did beat Louisville, Brent. That did happen. I saw it.
Cleveland State's 2-3. Eastern Kentucky's 3-3.
They didn't beat them, but they were close.
Northern Kentucky is 2-2.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 wins against Cincinnati opponents, and only 3 for Arizona.
Right. Well, one extra.
More importantly, Northern Kentucky lost today.
There we go. Yeah. So the thing that I kind of am seeing with Arizona is they also get Courtney Ramey back. First game tonight.
Yeah.
Which is implementing a player who's supposed to be thrown into the starting lineup right away. The first game against an opposing team, kind of getting him integrated into the rotation and the flow of things. We'll see how that works, because last year, I don't want to draw too many comparisons, but the game against Illinois, it was Kofi Coburn's first game back in Kansas City when they played Cincinnati that season. And I'm not going to. Yeah.
I still say that's not how you pronounce his name.
Well, you want to say it?
It looks like Cockburn.
Okay.
I think this is gonna ruin Aaron's night.
Uh-oh.
Per multiple sources familiar with the situation, EA is expected to announce tomorrow morning at 10 that college football will be delayed until 2024.
Wow.
Son of a bitch.
Wait.
He might leave the podcast.
Is that real?
Yeah.
What
so
happened?
we were all excited. I don't know. I mean,
I
don't know.
I think they were having trouble with figuring out my rating.
Yeah.
So they were
having trouble meeting your demands on compensation.
I was excited to do the My Player with Ryan Royer.
EA's gonna EA is what
Can't
it
do
comes
it
down
anymore.
to.
Yeah.
God damn it.
They're like, we had to actually make a game. We couldn't just copy and paste last year's game. This is out of our wheelhouse.
Number 35, his celebration is this linebacker.
They couldn't get the code down. It was like my arms were getting like lagged out or something.
It's like, guys, 35 is not gritty. He raises the roof. He pumps it up. Come on.
They couldn't come up with the right music for the training in the off season. That was the problem.
They're still trying to buy Giuseppe's gritty from him for Josh Wiley.
Oh my
that
God.
wasn't the gritty. That's called something else.
I don't know what that was called.
No, there's actually
it is called something else.
It's called something else. I forget what the name is though.
Yeah, so Courtney Ramey integrated.
This is the
into the lineup
version of the Maui preview.
Yeah, and then of course they haven't been hitting the mouth, and then the question becomes: is Cincinnati going to be a team that will hit them in the mouth? We didn't really see that against NKU, and there's been 5 days removed since then, so who knows? Maybe they are going to show up with a little bit more fight, a little bit more grit in them. Then on top of that, as well is the fact that Arizona hasn't faced any adversity yet. They've blown teams out. They lost 3 NBA players. It's a chance that Cincinnati hops out quick and kind of maybe builds a lead or at least hangs tough throughout the first half. That things could happen. So I'm with you guys taking Cincy the points because I think that just the squad together is probably really pissed off about what happened last Wednesday. And this is the first chance they get on a neutral court in front of probably, just kind of as a team to go out and prove to everyone that, hey, that wasn't us against NKU.
I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
Well, I mean, it's the ebb and flow of early season college basketball.
Yeah.
You think your shit don't stink, and then you get smacked, and then you find out whether you can dig down. Now, they might dig down, and it's still not enough against a top 15 team in the country that's got a bunch of, higher end talent.
Right.
That'd be enough to hang your hat on, though, going forward for sure. Like, I mean, especially bouncing back in a game like Northern Kentucky. I mean,
yeah.
Chad and Aaron and Ryan. Chad, this is kind of directed more towards you because this is the first team that Cincinnati has faced this year that has size, true size.
Yeah.
Do you think that there will be any situations where it's possibly like a Vic and a Kalu on the court at the same time? Or
maybe. I mean, I think that's probably going to depend on, like, are they getting worked?
Right.
Are they able to hold their own with what they want to normally do?
Mm-hmm.
And if not, then you got to make some adjustments and kind of figure out how you're going to, I'm sure they've had since Wednesday to really sit down and start dissecting what Arizona does and what gives them problems. So I'm sure they've got, contingency plans if they're normal. But I mean, like if you play a Vic at the 5 and like a Hensley at the 4,
right?
Hensley's big enough to deal with, a 6'7" or a 6'11" more perimeter based guy. So it'll be interesting. I'm sure they've thought of all the other options.
Kind of, except for we aren't really. We don't have Kenyon Martin and.
If you're going to acknowledge it, Brent, you have to at least read it for people on the podcast. Somebody in the comments section said 1998 Great Alaska Shootout vibes.
Just that the game's going to be going at 1:45.
Late, okay.
Well, it's also against a ranked team. But
yeah.
That's about the only thing.
All right, I'm here for it, Jason. I can get behind that. We won that 1998 Great Alaskan Shootout, so why not?
Outside of the contiguous 48.
So who would it be? Would it be JD passing it into Landers Nolly?
No. Jared Hensley
for the Jarrett Hensley dunk, would that be kind of? Well, no, it would be JD passes it into Kalu, or I don't know, Fletch
passes it to Hensley to Skillings
for a dunk. Ooh, that'd be nice to see a Skillings slam like that. Oh man, I'm all about it.
Just lost your breath.
He's got to change. Go change.
Just shit himself.
What happened to me?
He blacked
COVID
out again.
shits.
Am I
He
still
blacked out
sick?
again. Is this real life?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, this is also a game as well, Chad and Aaron and Ryan. Let's go with Ryan on this. So 3 games in 3 days, and 3 opportunities to win, to get quality wins.
Well, unless you play Louisville on day
right?
3.
Which unless you lose the first 2 games, then that last game is going to be crap against Louisville. But at a certain point, and I'm not throwing in the towel at all, but at a certain point, when does that start to click in your mind where it is 3 games in 3 days, and maybe we don't go balls to the wall if we're down, double digits with 7 minutes left or something like that.
I mean, yeah. I don't think I remember like in high school when we do back-to-backs. It's like you don't really feel it that much. Maybe towards the fourth they do in high school is 4 quarters, but towards the end of that second half, like of the second game in a row, you kind of feel it. But I feel like at this rate, you're going to be playing Arizona. You're going, and if you get the win there, I think you're going to be rolling right into the next game too. But I mean, these guys, they're great athletes, and I think they got a good rotation. They got guys who they can get in and get breaks for like Nolly and DDJ and stuff. So I don't think it's going to be a problem for them. I don't think that's going to limit them in any way. I think they're going to be able to go balls to the wall, full 40 minutes for all 3 games.
I think that's one of the things that they pride themselves on too, is the fact that they stay ready and absolutely well conditioned. So,
and they should have the depth to where you're not relying on
7 guys,
7 guys to get you through 3 games in 3 days.
Right. Yeah, and Arizona at one point only kind of like an 8-man rotation, but with the addition of Ramey, it kind of adds to their depth as well. But their depth is young, man, and then the transfer from Campbell, then it'll be two true freshmen, and then Adama Ball, who Chad, was Cincinnati ever close on Ball, or was it kind of once Arizona came calling and things like that? Yeah, because that was the previous regime. Putting him next to the Wizard, Bryson Spell, would have been interesting. But anyway, so we look into what is going to happen.
Motherfucker said the Wizard. Royer's like, what is happening?
I don't know this one.
In the days before John Brandon was fired, he got a commitment from a young man who, nothing against him, I'm sure he's a fine young man. His name was Bryson Spell. And Brent, out of nowhere, has just nicknamed him the Wizard. 2.5 years after the fact, we're finding out that Brent had a plan for when he was at UC to call him the Wizard.
Putting spells on people.
That's just Brent, man. He's just savvy.
He's something.
He saved that, Ryan, for 2.5 years.
He's still committed on 247. By the way,
we have ourselves a special talent here, guys. We're in the presence of greatness.
No, we had Defoe. That was the greatness. And Brady and Ryan. Wow, that was
I love how Brady had to kept saying like, "And you too, Royer." It's like you don't have to mention me. We're talking to Derek. It's like I don't feel bad here. He's doing a little bit cooler and better things than I am.
No, winning GE Engineer of the Week is monster.
That's made up. I told you that was made up.
That's
I told you I made that shit up.
Brent's picturing you pulling into your parking spot.
I have like a little trophy. Put it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
you
big.
Need to get something. You need to make something up and frame it and put it on the back wall. GE Engineer of the Week. Yeah, like right there. There it is.
Assistant to the regional.
Yeah. That's perfect.
But
I'm going to start
guys,
giving that's how I'm going to decorate the walls. I'm going to start giving myself BCJ Employee of the Week and Employee of the Month awards and just hanging them behind me.
10 times in a row, BCJ Employee of the Month, Chad Brendel. All right.
Hell yes.
Let's get some, I guess, probably not score predictions, because by the time everyone listens to this, they'll be like, damn, they were way off. But kind of just a quick key from every one of you guys. Something that you want to see tonight that maybe we didn't see on Wednesday. I'll start with you, Ryan, and we'll go all the way around the circle, Aaron, and then Chad.
I just want to see consistency. I want them to have the game under 10 with under 10 minutes to go with a shot, because they're just playing. They're rebounding well. They're playing great defense and they're hitting shots. I want to see Nolly step up big in the clutch. When they need a basket, when they're down 7, step up, make a 3, get that game to 4 with like 5 minutes left. That's what I want to see from them. I want to see them within reach with a chance at the game. I think they're good enough. I think they have the guys. They have the guys on offense. I think they have guys who can guard these guys well and play with high energy. And I think they got a sour taste in their mouth after that NKU game. So I'm expecting them to cover. I'm expecting them to have that game within reach come 5 minutes left in the second half.
Okay, I'm going to contact my bookie. Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Aaron,
you're in Indiana. What do you do? Yeah. What are you messing with a bookie for?
It feels dirtier when you're meeting somebody in a back alley to give them cash.
I've had the same bookie since like high school, so it's like a relationship at this point. A lot of like, I hate you, bro, and he's like, thanks, boss. So I don't know.
Give me your money, bitch.
Send it to this guy. Thanks, boss.
Brent, that's not the only reason you go in the back alleys with cash, though, right?
Oh my gosh! All right, Aaron, go ahead.
I want to see better shot selection, and I want to see the offense actually like run plays, like whatever they were doing last against NKU with the ISO ball and just hurried shot selection seemed just to get them out of sync. And I want to see, I mean, kind of piggybacking off of Ryan with the consistency thing, but I just want to see offense clicking consistently as opposed to the ISO ball, as opposed to just getting beat with traps and what have you.
This is that okay. So fake John Goble, this is great. So if I put Royer up in this screen in the top right, we can have Taylor make him an edit for next week and put his award right there in the graphic bug. And that way he'll have his award for GE Engineer of the Week right there next to his picture the whole time.
And we can put Danco on the top left.
That's not how this works.
Yeah, we only get one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Aaron, I agree with you. I do. Chad?
You need to see at least 2 out of the 3 main offensive options play well between DeJulius, Nolly, and Davenport. Right. 2 of those 3 guys are where they need to be, playing well. I don't know how you define that specifically, but like being efficient and being up in that 17 to 20 point range, because you're going to have to score to beat Arizona. You're not. Yeah. I don't think you're going to hold Arizona to 56 points.
Right.
Chad, what if all 3 of them in the teams? Does that spell it?
I mean, I'm down for that, but I'm trying to be reasonable here, Royer. I'm just asking for 2.
I could see all 3 of them. I could see like a good 13 to 17 from those 3.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I mean, I hope you're right.
I mean, that's what happened against Illinois is they were hitting shots and multiple people did get in the scoring book like that. But yeah.
What do you think, Royer? We get you a
get you a what?
Get you a graphic up here.
Yeah. I heard you. That's hilarious.
And that way you got it. It looks like it's hanging on your wall.
Oh, I forgot to mention. I was like in the cafe for getting like lunch at GE, and like it was my first recognition from the podcast. So, yeah. So we got some fans of GE tuning in. So he would definitely. What'd you say?
Did he pump it up?
He liked it. He said we were doing good. He loved listening. But I'm sure he's probably going to listen to this one, so he's going to be a big fan of the
little
shout outs. Yeah. I hear you guys all on offense and consistency and whatnot, and I agree with all that. But I'm just going to add on. I want to see some grit. I want to see some toughness. Wes always mentions, the throwback Bearcats always, play with that toughness, played with, rebounding and defense. And yeah, you're not going to completely deny Arizona. It's not going to happen. But let's not get out rebounded. Or not get out rebounded by a bunch. I want to see guys just going at it, just fighting nonstop every play, because up to this point, yes, it's been trash teams, but through 3 games, Arizona's got a 48 rebound differential. 48 rebounds is what they're up against these guys. And they've got a 6'11 guy and 2 7-footers. And the 2 7-footers, they go after it. The freshman 7-footer off the bench, he dunks everything in sight. He just tries to play long, athletic, and uses his body. And then, of course, Umar Balo, or however you say his name, the starting center, he transferred from Gonzaga. He will play with his body. He throws himself around. He's highly physical. So just return that physicality, because I think that's something we've kind of yet to see. Be the aggressors, not the ones that are kind of absorbing it. I think that guy on NKU is a brilliant rebounder, but allowing him to pull down 16 rebounds is just that's insane. That should not be anything that happens to a Cincinnati team. So I don't know. I want to see the toughness, fight till the end, kind of along the lines of what you guys are saying. Because I think Arizona's beatable. I really do. But if you let them get in a flow and you let them be the aggressor, they're going to make 8 passes in 1 possession and then drill a 3 in your face. Then they're going to go down on defense, grab a missed shot, throw it up and get a lay-in, and get 5 points in 37 seconds. So I don't know. It's a game that can go either way, but Cincinnati's got to be the aggressor. They've got to find points, and by gosh, you cannot score 11 points in a half again. Did any of you guys look that up? Is that a record? I was going back, and I think I got all the way back to like 2016, and I think the lowest was like a 14-point half. Most recently, the lowest before that was the last game before COVID at home versus Temple senior night, when you had the tip-in for the win. They scored, I think, 19 or 17 points in that first half. So I don't know. Some fights.
The record will always be the stall ball game against Kentucky, where I think they scored 4 points and a half.
When was that?
The 80s.
Okay.
Like Kentucky had like Sam Bowie, and like Kentucky was loaded. So Cincinnati, there was no shot clock. They just ran 4 corners and tried to win the game like 12-11. 1982 versus Kentucky.
That's an awesome way to play.
What was the final?
Their best chance to win. It was Kentucky won, I think, by like 6. I don't remember
I would have left that one.
But Chad, what was it like at NKU? Because that was when I was starting to feel a little sick. But
it was 24-11, so they scored 11 points in the whole game.
Shoot. Thank you, fake John.
Melvin Turpin and Sam Bowie for Kentucky.
Oh man, Mr. Bowie. But that was when I was starting to feel a little under the weather. So obviously didn't get to watch the first 13, 14 minutes of the game. Dan and Terry sounded like they were,
no one got to watch the first
submarine.
I did. Yeah. I saw it.
It kind of felt like a Twilight Zone situation.
Cincinnati led 9-6 at the half.
Wow.
And then Kentucky outscored them 20-2 in the second half. Or 17-2, whatever the math says on that.
18.
18-2. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 points and a half. That's crazy. All right. Anything else?
So that'll never be topped, Brent. That'll never be topped.
Well, don't say never, but let's hope not.
You better find a way to score 3.5.
That's what I was saying all day on Wednesday night.
All right, let's timestamp it.
Timestamp it. Big game. 11:30. Probably looking a little later. Did that game get a giddy up to it at all?
We're at halftime, so I mean, I guess there's a chance it ends by 11-ish, and then 30 minutes between games. I'm guessing we're looking at like 11:40 would be my kind of best case scenario right now.
Yeah. Oh, and it's an 11-point lead, so might not.
Yeah, San Diego State, as I figured, was handling Ohio State pretty well so far. But that is the Quick Paper Supply timestamp, your locally and family-owned restaurant supply company for all your non-food products. To-go containers, cups, pizza boxes, to-go bags, can liners, napkins. They've been open since 2009 and are one of the largest minority-owned companies in the city. They also have cleaning and restroom supplies for all your janitorial needs. Call Nick, 513-470-2029, and reference Bearcats for 20% off your first month of purchases. We need to get an order of like BCJ cups or something.
You
that
keep
we can
saying this.
Pass out. I'm trying to hint at Nick to hit me up and let's make something happen.
Hint.
Nick.
Sage. Everybody keeps asking about Sage. The plan has been to redshirt him. If not, we'll see if that changes. But you don't play him against Arizona and not have a plan to have him be part of your rotation going forward, right? Like, that's not fair to the kid. Hey, we're gonna use you for 6 minutes tonight against Arizona, but we don't have a plan the rest of the year, and you're gonna burn your red shirt because they have a couple tall guys on their roster.
That's not very smart.
No, that would not be.
Well, they did allow him to be a competitor in the hula contest yesterday, or the.
Did he win the? How would he not win the hula contest?
Well, like not the hula hoop, but like a hula dancing.
Yeah, how would he not win that?
We know
he didn't win.
How does he not win? He's from Hawaii.
I know. It was probably rigged.
Not hula hoop. No shit. You didn't say hula hoop.
I don't know.
You said hula. I know what the hula dance is.
Yeah, he's just like
context clues abundant.
Chad, you're an idiot. It's not the hula hoop. Dumbass.
Well, I mean, some people might be listening. They're like, "Oh, the hula hoop."
Mailbag. All right, take down the banner here. Okay, so starting off in the football portion of the mailbag, as we do every week. Who is harder to calm down when they get worked up? Chad's new baby or the game day thread?
I am unaware of a new baby.
Aaron has a new baby.
Aaron has a new baby.
Well, and I mean, it says my name on the post as well, so I don't know where the
Chad is there. Aaron. Aaron is Chad. Oh my gosh. Your baby.
If I have a new baby, Kelly's gonna be pissed.
Yeah. got a lot of explaining.
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Was last
You're
Saturday?
Not gonna answer, Aaron? I mean, the game day thread or Brennix? Who's
I avoid the game day thread like the plague.
Thank you, fake John Goebel. That's what I was hinting at.
Was last Saturday's Temple Tilt the most poorly attended Bearcats football game of the last 10 years? It felt like there was less than 1,500 in the link, and I'm struggling to think of a UC game that had less people attend it.
Well, there was the COVID games, but those might have had more people than
I couldn't believe that. Like, that's insane.
The tens of people that were there really enjoyed that showing by the Bearcats.
Dude, I watched the highlights, and it's just like, oh my god, that's gotta be so weird for the players, man. Like one of those where it's like, all right, we're up, let's just get the F out of here. Like,
well, and then they had problems with the plane. Like after that bullshit game, it was like the plane wouldn't take off.
Of course, it's one of those, especially after one of those games.
Well, now you just can't leave.
It's not even like it was a collegiate stadium to begin with, which playing in an NFL stadium I feel like is a little weird in and of itself.
Yeah, I hated it. I hate playing at USF. I hated playing at Temple. It just sucks.
Imagine being Defoe when you walked in to play the Eagles and that place was full and you're like, whoa.
This is normal.
What is this?
It's crazy.
I didn't know they let here.
Which fan base to you is more in fantasy land? Kentucky, Michigan State, or Central Florida University?
In
Michigan
terms of what?
State. Just the fan base being lunatics.
Oh.
Delusional.
Michigan State, because you've been Michigan and Ohio State have been your daddies for a long time, and then Penn State entered.
Ooh,
You're the fourth best team in your division.
Michigan State
they had a
own
good
shit
little
for a
run.
little bit. Yeah,
They had a good little run under D'Antonio. But Ryan, they gave their dollars.
Say again.
They just gave their coach $90 million.
The transfer
this
portal.
is what they got. This is what
transfer
they got.
portal university, man. Let me
Good
tell you,
luck.
if they would have got Luke Fickell, that's someone you pay $90 million for. I don't know about Mel Tucky though. I'd have to say UCF, because whenever you put national championships in lit up letters on your stadium,
But the fan base didn't do that. The university did.
yeah, but it was stoked by the insane fan base.
Sure, I guess.
That is crazy. They got to come back around at some point and be like, all right, we might have overstepped ourselves a little bit here.
They did when they realized that Gus Malzahn is their coach now.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been good for them.
But they've got a lazy river.
They do have a lazy river.
Where?
In their by their football dorms. They have a lazy river for the
through campus.
Yeah.
I didn't see
That's
it.
cool.
Can you tell us your thoughts on Winton Woods?
No. I would be done with them.
DeMarco Baker, the best to ever come out of there. Shout out Bake. Love you, brother.
That's all I
gotta say.
I would be done with them. I would just write it off. I don't think you're going to win there. I don't think you're going to get the type of kids that you want here by recruiting there. I know they won't, because it's how this works. You have to continue to do the job as it is required. Me personally, I would no longer recruit Winton Woods.
What do you think's going on there?
I think they got somebody that's close to somebody at another school.
Yeah.
That they would rather their kids go there than here.
And recruiting's already frustrating enough,
Yeah, you got to deal with all the extra bullshit that goes with it. I would be done.
I mean, this was a special circuit this year, so it makes sense.
They've always got dude.
Right.
They've always got, high level guys.
Yeah,
You're gonna always have to deal with that.
All right. What the hell are the Cats going to do on 4th down on the 1 yard line? I say take the 3 early in the game and only go for the touchdown if it's late in the game and we need a touchdown to win. I hope they've been trying the Wildcat with either Josh Wiley or Cam Jones. LOL. No, I'm really serious.
I would like to see a little Ryan Montgomery Wildcat, maybe.
Like how we used to do with Mike Warren.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to
And
that. So much of it is situational. Did you just drive straight down the field, pushing their defense around, and now you're at the 1 yard line? And you feel like you're kind of bullying them, or did you get a turnover on the 10 or on the 7 and you've gained 6 yards in 3 plays, and then you take the field goal? But Luke Fickell from the 1 yard, 4th down and goal on the 1 yard line, he's going.
Yep.
I say you do the same exact thing you did against Temple, but tell Corey to stay on the ground and follow Josh.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take this second. I'm not saying kick a field goal. I'm going to take the second to give a hat tip to Ryan Coe, man. Imagine
18 of 20 since the Arkansas game.
Imagine what this season would be if there was an incompetent kicker.
41 to 41, I think, at extra points too. So
and he's what? I think he's made his last 9, and he's become automatic.
He hasn't had one. He hasn't missed a field goal since he tried to drive one into the wind at SMU.
Yeah.
into that 30-mile-an-hour sustained wind.
Right.
So he's been outstanding.
Yeah.
All right.
Hat tip to Mace.
Which of the following has been the biggest adjustment the offensive line has had to make? Gerhardt replacing Renfro at center, current guys being mismatched for Cummings, system/philosophy, schematic, example, the bunch formation on goal line resulting in a crowded box. 4, something else I'm not smart enough to consider. Part 2 to this, which of these, if any, would you consider correctable between the last game and the bowl game?
I will. I'll let Royer answer here because I'll go to something Dave said yesterday on the brunch. I am 5'8", and growing up I was 108 pounds soaking wet, and I could not tell you the intricacies of offensive line play.
I think Renfro really hurt the cohesiveness, the plan, and the overall skill of the O-line. I think mismatching guys is not going to help. I think it's like what I alluded to earlier with like trying to do a 2-quarterback system. I think you got to find your best 5 and stick with them, no matter if things aren't working or not. I don't think it's Cummings' philosophy. He's a good coach, and we have a scheme on offense. I don't think he's going in there and trying to reinvent the wheel or anything. It's just I think it's mostly the first one.
All right.
Cummings had the number one rusher in the country last year. The guy knows how to coach a run game.
And you know what he probably had at that point was like 5 years of cohesion amongst his offensive line.
Yeah,
and guys he recruited and put in place. Here's what I'll say that gives me a lot of hope in that area going forward, and I think Royer would agree with me here. The one guy that he kind of handpicked out of that bunch is Joe Huber, and he's been, by the numbers, they're consistently their best offensive lineman at right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
He knows his type. He found it in Joe. Just got to find it in the rest of the guys. Is Renfro able to come back? I don't think so.
They might be able to force it towards the end of the year, but at that point, it probably
bowl game maybe. But is he going to have the lower body strength after recovering from knee surgery to play in a bowl game? I think it's unfair to the kid. Yeah, I think.
Don't do it. Just heal up.
And tell him we got Big 12 football coming next year. Let's go.
Will new UC commit Dana Beers be invited on the pod?
Sure. Dana, you want to come on the pod? Come on.
For those of you who don't know who they're talking about, he is one of the Barstool guys who committed to Cincinnati.
See, what it was is he was picking a school to root for the rest of his life. I guess he grew up and this a lot of those Northeastern guys college football is not a thing up there, really.
I thought Rutgers fixed that, Chad. Just ask the whole Big Ten.
They did not, Aaron. So his thing was he wanted a college football team to root for the rest of his life. So he had a recruitment and went and visited everywhere and partied his ass off and got drunk as shit. It's a great idea. He had the company.
He's rooting for basketball too.
Well, now he's a UC fan for life.
Did you see his tweet about the basketball team? He said I'm gonna be the most invested. He said something like, "I will know everything about this team in the next 2 hours" or something. It was so funny. Just
unreal.
He's a wreck.
Dude, Chad, how is he gonna turn down that invite you just delivered? You sold that so much.
Sure, come on.
He said, since basketball plays tonight versus Arizona, I will be an expert on this team by the end of the game. That's a promise.
Unreal.
So, let's go.
Fake John Goble said he's in town, apparently, tonight. Or he was.
Does he know that the game's in Hawaii?
He might have found that out when he got here.
All right. After the time of possession with Prater at the helm, if the Cats are up late in the game, would Coach Luke Fickell ever turn it over to Prater et al. To run the clock out?
No. If Ben's healthy, Ben's the starting quarterback.
Yes.
The Bearcats are averaging 22 points per game over the last 4 games. Can the Bearcats win this Tulane game with 22 points? To be fair, the Bearcats are giving up 15.75 points per game over the same 4-game stretch. But UCF 25 and ECU 25 would have beat us at 22.
I think they've averaged 27 each of the last 2 home games. So Nipper gives you a little bump.
I like 27. I think that's winnable.
And 27 is winnable. 22.
Can we score 30? God.
22 will be sweating through our teeth. There's something about the skin of our teeth if they score 22.
Well, the lowest that Tulane has scored this year, 17 in their win at Kansas State. They won that game 17-10. After that, it was their loss to Southern Miss that next week, 27-24.
To Chad's point, outside of the Navy game, which had limited possessions, UC hasn't scored less than 27 in the other 4 home games. Still believe Nippert is worth about 7 to 10 points on offense. There's the bump you're talking about.
Yep.
No question there, but I just thought it was worth mentioning. Question for Royer. How does the staff determine roommate pairings, and what is the oddest pairing you've seen?
I think it's kind of generated about like I think they kind of like match guys that they think would just be like good personalities, guys that be good for each other, guys that are like-minded, or maybe like a guy that they think needs like guided along. Sometimes you'll see like 2nd and 3rd year guys. You might see maybe like a 3rd year more responsible guy might kind of take under like a younger 2nd year guy who needs to get his shit together. But oddest pairing.
Give us a good one.
Man, there's
Wiley and Lenny?
No, there's been some weird. I don't know if you guys will understand some of them, but it's just like how weird they are.
Throw it out.
Like I'm trying to remember who Heil roomed with, but it was just an insane duo. It was Heil. Oh, I can't remember. It was like Heil and like just the most unlikely person you'd ever think he'd room with, and like just the stories that they'd have just about living together were funny. I can't remember exactly. I'm sorry.
Oh, apparently Dana was in this podcast tonight. How do you know that, Fake John Goebel?
You can see when you're watching the podcast what other people are in. Oh,
well, Dana, if you want to come on, like Reegs will vouch for me. I know Bobby, so you're more than welcome to come on. I'm not out begging people to come on.
Hey, Dana. Hey, what's up? Would love to have you on the CBP, my man. We think that it's awesome you committed to be a Cincinnati fan for the rest of your life. We'd love to have you on, my man. Come on in. We have great fun here.
I just sent him a tweet. Maybe he'll answer. Maybe he'll come on.
There you go.
We've still got an hour and 15 minutes to kill.
Wait and see.
Steven Chenault said, "Nah, Dana beers ain't Michael beers."
That's fantastic. That's the football portion of the mailbag. Moving on to basketball. At what point in the season does Coach Wes Miller go with a youth movement if the Cats are having a losing season? Is Torrentino an absolute red shirt this season?
Probably is Tolentino a red shirt. I think so. But at what point in the season? No, you guys have got to get this out of your head. Coaches do not think about we're throwing in the towel on this team to get ready for next year. That is not how they operate. That's not how their brain works. It's not fair to the seniors that are on this team to just say, screw you guys. We're throwing in the towel. Stop it.
It's so early.
Stop. We saw that, like we've seen it throughout the football season. When does Luke just throw in the towel and play Prater? Or if Prater's the quarterback next year, then you got to play Prater now. You're going to look Jabari Taylor in the eyes and tell Jabari Taylor we're not going to do what we think is best for this team to win because we're going to get ready for next year. That's exactly how you destroy the culture that you built. Am I wrong, Royer?
100% right.
Stop it.
They're 9-2.
Well,
This
the
is
basketball
basketball.
team's 3-1. We're already throwing in the towel on them.
Right. I mean, come
It's
on.
over, guys. It's over. Just give it a rest.
Mick
They
lost
lost
to
to Northern. It's over. Play
Presbyterian.
the young guys.
Mick lost to a religion. And went to the Sweet 16.
John Brandon lost to a toothpaste.
Yeah. It was good. It was playing their best basketball at the end of the year, according to him.
Oh man.
John Goble actually did mistake Michael Beers for Dana Beers.
He did apparently.
That's
Michael
outstanding.
Beers, we love having you in the chat. Don't know, maybe we can bring
Goble,
you on
that's
for hello.
a $5 fine.
Put it in the Paul Fine bucket. All right. If you woke up on Thursday morning and the Bearcats went 3-0 in Maui, what would best describe your Thanksgiving state of mind? 1, shocked beyond human comprehension and unable to dress yourself. That's Brent every day. 2, mildly surprised and celebrating with a turkey fest while in a tryptophan haze.
Me as
3,
well.
gratified that your firm belief in the Bearcat Hawaiian destiny had met with your lofty 3-0 expectations. Or 4, smugly sipping bourbon and smoking Cubans while tossing Twitter bombs at the OSU fan base. That's Chad every day.
Wow, they perfectly described our Thanksgivings.
The last one is just.
I'll take all of them.
That's any Thursday for me.
I would start with a mimosa, then I would progress to a screwdriver. Then, I mean, that's a typical Thanksgiving for me. So
I get the baby by myself Thursday night, so I won't be partaking in nearly that much alcohol consumption.
I mean, I think it would be pandemonium, to throw out one of my favorite words. You would say, "Wow, everyone is optimistic now, aren't you?" And then you'd just be happy, be very, very happy. Yeah, there you go.
How many wins will UC have before conference play starts? How worried would you be if the number is less than 9?
So what? 13 games. They've already lost to Northern. You've got 3 in Maui and X. I mean, that could already be like, if you don't win any of those, you're already at 8.
If you win everything else, no surprises.
I don't know.
X is at home, right?
Yeah. Everything is at home except for this.
Good.
I mean, Bryant is the only other kind of team that's looking pretty good. LaSalle's pretty solid.
Ben? They play Ben?
Yeah, right? No, it's Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. Oh, I know you're talking. Yeah, Ben Bryant.
Bryant. There you go.
But
Yay!
I thought you were mentioning when Bryant beat a team by 100 points earlier this year, and their team name was Thomas.
That was it?
No.
Yeah, it was just Thomas.
It's hell of a school.
Fake John Goble, thanks for the 10. He doubled it up because this pod was awesome. Appreciate you. You're a stand-up human being, Fake John Goble.
That's the basketball mailbag. The last two questions. Starting with Skins. Question for Royer and Brent: with #AAC23 happening and sending Aaron on site for reporting, what would be worse, a Temple home game in November or Tulsa at any point in history? P.S. The correct answer is Birmingham.
I don't know. I mean, if it's like if Temple has less than 5 wins, I think it would be worse to be going there in November.
I'd be the only one there.
Yeah.
What about sending him to Greenville? Just figure it out,
That'd be fun.
We'll fly you to a near location, and then you got to drive to Greenville.
No, we'll get him to Greenville, and then he has to find his way home.
Oh.
I hate all of you.
I would say maybe Tulsa. No, probably Temple, but still, Philly's a fun city, though.
Yeah,
Philly. There's a lot to do in Philly.
What about Rice?
shit.
I
Just
forgot
send you to
about
the middle
all
of
these.
Texas.
Dude, that just reminds me of how depressing, like, seeing SMU's
Dude, this
tweet.
conference is done, man. It's done. How do they
So-
survive?
You don't believe in Memphis?
Dude,
They're gonna have to leave. There's nowhere
Here's-
for them to go, though.
I'm not sending him anywhere in Texas because there's Buc-ee's in Texas, and you could just live there
right.
at Buc-ee's.
Greenville.
Greenville's the answer.
Question for Chad. Chad, what is your favorite flavor of UDF ice cream, and who should be the starting quarterback? Is it Prater or Lichtenberg?
Peanut butter cookie dough is delicious at UDF, and I'm gonna go with let's see. I'm gonna go with Jacob Hoying.
That's your
Yes.
boy. That's your boy.
Jacob Hoying. Push comes to
Okay.
shove. He's got fickle genes, right? He's Luke's nephew. I know it's by marriage through Luke's wife, but like close enough.
Coach Fick was a great quarterback at Ohio State, so it should translate pretty well.
Wow, that's
I
news
want
to
Jacob
me.
Hoying.
Last question is for Aaron. What is your favorite cut of steak, and who hurt you as a child that led you to hating steak? I don't hate steak. I just don't like it.
Well,
Filet.
that's
Black.
Aaron. It's 2022. If you don't like something, you hate it. There's no middle ground. There's no in
Correct.
between. If you don't like it, you hate
Got to
it.
be all in. All in.
I don't believe
We
that.
live in the extremes.
All in.
Filet would be my favorite cut.
You are the steak hater. Own it.
Own it.
And the last question. Speaking of ice cream, how good was Chi-Chi's fried ice cream? Of course,
Awesome.
Chi-Chi's isn't around anymore. What is the best restaurant not around anymore? And why is the answer Fuddrucker?
Fuddruckers is awesome. Or was awesome.
Is Fuddruckers not around anymore?
I think there might
We
still
used to have
be
a
couple.
Fuddruckers.
Because I used to do a broadcast a national basketball tournament out in Springfield, Missouri, and there was a Fuddruckers there. Put a little
I enjoyed Fuddruckers.
nacho cheese on my burger.
Wasn't it like buffet style? Do buffets even exist anymore?
Well,
Anywhere?
it was like a burger
Condiment
place
buffet.
with a giant condiment topping buffet.
But
for
my
your burger.
point, is that a thing anymore? Anywhere?
1,000%, yes.
Golden Corral died.
It's still alive.
Where?
They're offering an entire Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah,
this week.
there's still a bunch of Golden Corrals.
Sounds like the Thanksgiving dinner we'd get from Center Court.
When they feed you guys Thanksgiving dinner at the hotel on a Thursday night.
They try.
That's happening
don't wanna-
again this week.
Don't want to sound ungrateful, but I do prefer my family's home cooked Thanksgivings over that.
Okay.
Chi-Chi's fried ice cream,
Hot
though, was
take.
phenomenal.
I never had it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, Chi-Chi's fried ice cream was awesome.
Well, Ryan, favorite restaurant that's not around anymore? Got any?
Oh man,
I've got one for you guys.
I can't
What
think
was
of
the
any.
name? What was the name
Steak
of
and
the
Shake?
place? Steak.
Oh.
Steak and Shake's still around. I got one right
Yeah.
by me.
That's one of the
What's-
few restaurants here in Athens.
What's the name of the Bob Huggins' old place there in Cincinnati where that had like
Hugs
a
in.
they had like a basketball court in there?
But that's not a restaurant chain. Like,
Oh, is it saying chain?
It does.
I think that's the point of like.
It doesn't say chain, but yeah, okay. But I like that because I'd go get some shots up while the parents are ordering the dinner. You know, nothing better.
I have fond memories of Friendlies as a child.
There's still
What's
Friendlies.
Not around where I grew up.
There's one in off the Red Bank Road exit. Good custard.
So it was,
That's
it was
good
always
stuff. I'm looking up the top 40, all like the best closed. I've heard of good things about Soup Plantation, but that went away. Obviously, probably.
Interesting name.
Yeah. That might be another reason it went away.
Yeah, it's like such a
Um,
non-pleasant like.
Right?
Let's go to Soup Plantation. Like, no one's gonna say that.
But you know what? I I'm a big soup guy in the winter. I love soup.
Yeah, I like soup too.
Burger Chef. I remember Burger Chef when I was a kid. Man, there's not a lot of stuff that's gone that it's all like
It says
from like the
Freddy's
60s.
Freddy's is off Red Bank Road, not Friendly's.
Oh, okay.
Friendly's.
I don't know what Friendly's is then. I don't think I've ever had it.
See, that was a chain.
What did they have?
Just American food, like burgers and what have you. But they had like, as a kid, they had like this creepy clown sundae thing with the waffle cone head hat.
The ESPN zone is gone. That's no longer in existence. Did you ever go to an ESPN zone when you were in a touristy place?
Nope.
Well,
I've watched games
one
in
down
the
there,
ESPN zone.
and there's one in Disney World. So.
I'm looking at this thing, and it says they're closed.
Oh, maybe in Chicago.
The 10 best closed restaurants.
See, fake John Goble knows what I'm talking about. Conehead ice cream. Yeah.
There was this place in Milford called maybe the Pink Flamingo. I really love that place.
I don't think that was a restaurant.
That sounds like a strip club,
right? I don't think that was a restaurant.
It was actually called Deja Vu, but in Milford.
I don't know. I'm just thinking here.
Yeah, you're at best when you don't do that.
The buffet was awesome though. The lunch buffet.
Oh, Bread Bar. Yeah, Chad. Remember you
that? God, I love Bread Bar.
Chicken barn sandwich is so damn good. And
Sorry.
I got it and it closed right away.
The list that I was just looking at.
Reagan says, "How about Rainforest?"
The number
Cafe?
one was Chili's or Chi-Chi's.
Reagan from left field. I like it. Rainforest Cafe.
Is that not in Vegas? That's all gone.
Pandemic changed everything, Chad.
I know it's gone from downtown Disney.
Who got the seats? I want to know what they did with the seats at Rainforest Cafe.
Brent, get us out of here.
Who knows? Well, guys,
2.5 hours.
We tried to roll you far enough up to the opening tip-off of tonight's basketball game.
Only 10 minutes left.
Wow.
San Diego State leads Ohio State 65-52. Ohio State cut it back to like 5, and then San Diego State is taken back over.
John White, I frequent the Pita Pit here in Athens. Again, one of the few restaurants we have out here.
Okay.
There's some weird shit out there.
I'm telling you, man.
The chains that are out there are just weird.
No Chick-fil-A, but we got a Pita Pit.
Hi, Reagan. She just wanted to say hey. So hey.
Hey.
Were you here for Derek Forrest and Brady Collins? Because that was awesome. I took me, Aaron, and Brent out of the screen and just let Ryan, Brady, and Defo converse because we weren't adding anything at that point. Once Brady came in, there's nothing for us to say.
Yep.
That was fantastic.
The GOAT.
Fantastic.
Just
all right.
Just a few goats. But anyway, guys, about an hour out, tip off the Maui Jim Maui Invitational. Check out the Bearcats playing Arizona. Going to be a lot of excitement. Hopefully a big win, big opportunity at least. But another fantastic show. Special shout out as always to Danco Transmission and Auto Care, Danco Joe. Shout out to him. Shout out, of course, to Office. Yeah.
Seho just chimed in and said Damon Sports Bar. Isn't that the one with the speakers at your table? I do remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that one, kind of.
Where you could all the TVs were playing, and then you picked which one you wanted the sound to, and the sound sucked, and it wasn't worth really having on.
What's the other one, like Johnny Rockets, where you could like play?
Johnny Rockets is still around, I think. Yeah, that you get the little mini jukebox at your table.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
But what? Office Paper Supply, shout out. Shout out and thank you as well to Defo, Derek Forrest, and of course our guy Brady Collins. But
hold on.
Oh.
We're never getting out of here.
Got an hour.
What's going on?
You can go.
One final timestamp. Is that what you're doing?
Oh, Rack's roast beef. Rack's roast beef was so good.
Was that like a Arby's?
What about Kenny Rogers Roasters?
Oh, the Roasters.
Dana Beers said he wants to come on.
Like right now?
I guess.
Get him on.
This podcast is off the rails.
What did he say? Like, what did he say to this shit?
I just said, because I mistakenly for a moment thought that for some reason fake John Goble had saw him in the chat or like watching, right? So I just like jokingly on Twitter said, "Hey, Dana Beers, want to come on the live show and talk your UC commitment? Reegs can vouch for me." And he said, "Absolutely."
I'm looking at it.
I sent you a DM.
This is so stupid, man.
It's beyond stupid, but I mean, if we can get Dana Beers on, like
that should take up the next hour.
All we're gonna do is sit here and wait for this stupid game. Like if you got to go, Royer, you can go.
No, I don't have to go.
He's like, no, Dana Beers is coming.
I saw that guy at Dive, and it was like you would have thought it was like the Pope, the way these drunk college kids were following him around. Him and Glenny Balls.
I'm a big time Glenny Balls guy.
Hell of a name.
That guy. Do you know what he does? There,
No.
Ryan.
No.
He does. So he started this thing where he would rank. He claims like he's the biggest OnlyFans like guy in the world. So he was ranking like chicks on OnlyFans. His favorite
he
OnlyFans
bought all
accounts.
their pages.
Yes. So then he turned that into he now does a podcast called Only Stands, where the OnlyFan girls come to the Barstool headquarters and do a podcast with Glenny Balls.
Okay, good for him.
And then last night he performed Photograph on stage with Nickelback.
Oh my God. What a way. How did he get in? What was his in there?
I guess he got an internship and he was just like a big lovable fat guy.
Yeah.
And so Portnoy, like he loves like taking weird people.
Yeah. Like Frank the Tank, I feel like is deteriorated so much.
Yeah, Frank the Tank. Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him, but like I've seen videos of him from years ago. Like now he's like he's lost his marbles, man.
He's crazy.
Completely.
Yeah, just biting shit.
Well, I know. That one hat that he had.
Like me and my roommate.
No, wait. You know how they found him, right?
Well,
So
is it after that interview he did with like the MLB? No,
this is way before that. I guess he was trying to go to a Mets game, and the train to get from his house to like Shea Stadium was like down, and he just like went on this crazy rant on his phone in the train station, like losing his fucking mind because he couldn't get to the game. Yeah. And it went viral, and Portnoy hired him. That's how he hires most of his people.
This is Chad one day.
Might be.
Dude, like me and my roommate would just send videos back and forth, like just a Frank just like biting the shit out of that plastic thing. I don't know what it is that he goes to town on.
Yeah, like around his neck, and he like,
it's just like it's like a whistle for him.
And then he yells. He's like,
for anyone who's curious, this is actually what the post-game show is like. So this is your peek behind the curtain for that.
Have you guys watched him play Madden too? Like he doesn't know. He like has never won a game of Madden.
Yeah, when him and Jersey Jerry are playing together. It's like, why?
Jersey Jerry, he got on because his mom yelled at him while he was playing video games, right?
This is what Portnoy does. He just like finds the weirdest people on the internet and hires them. And then my favorite part is there's no direction when you get hired at Barstool.
Yeah.
You just get hired and you're like, figure it out.
Yeah, and you got to make content. Well, just look at Portnoy. Like he turned like COVID into him just getting stuff sent to him and like just unboxing it for like I would watch it.
I watched the unboxings for hours.
Yeah. I know. I was like, he is a genius. Like he has me sitting here like fixated on
just
him
watching
opening things.
boxes,
opening random boxes just sent to his
Yeah.
house.
and then like frozen pizza reviews and like
it's like it's great, man. He knows how to capture, like he knows how to get your attention.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm trying with beers here.
Should I DM him like join the podcast or I'll kill you? What do you think that'll get him in?
I mean,
might lead to something else. But,
might lead to the FBI.
Excuse me, sir. What is it that you sent to Mr. Beers at 10:41? Well,
if you got to go, Brent, you can go.
I mean, I don't have to go.
Okay.
We'll just show us how much you care about this show.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yes, Reagan. I did watch the Big Cat's horse races. Bet on them as well a little bit. The quick betting, you know.
I was there the night that Big Cat found Chilling with Chels.
Okay.
Were you there for that? He was going on Twitch and just like pulling up random Twitch streams that had like 3 people on it. And he found this chick that like was painted, like live painting. And now she commissions stuff. Like they had a Frank painting where he was sick and he was just laying in his bed. Looked like he was about to die.
Dude, Frank gets me so weak, dude.
He's hilarious.
It's so funny though. He was so right about the Mets, but like every time he ranted, you're like, he's crazy. They're gonna be fine. He's like, the season's over. They're gonna get swept by the Pirates. They're gonna get swept by the Braves.
How about when he was like, when they're like, you can only talk when you throw a flag, and they only gave him like 3 flags that he could throw. So he would like throw one, and then he'd be like, "All right, go ahead, Frank." Just like blow up for 15 seconds and then stop.
Oh man, they need to get like him and Balls in a boxing match at Rough and Rowdy. That's awesome. Oh, and the best thing about Frank is like whenever he does his videos, it still looks like he just lives in the same shithole after he's probably made all this money with Barstool. Like his house still looks like shit.
Right.
I mean, we don't have anything to talk about
that we haven't already. Nope.
Well, if they beat Arizona tonight, they will be playing tomorrow at 10:30. Let's go ahead and just get that out of the way. If they lose, they're playing at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Set your clocks and your calendars. There you go. It's a little bit more news for you.
Did you guys watch the soccer game?
Watch the soccer game.
I had radio, so I did not see the soccer game.
I don't watch soccer.
I just
what were
don't
your
get
thoughts,
too
Royer?
into it. I mean, obviously that penalty was kind of unnecessary to give him that goal. Right. You know Gareth Bale is going to put that in. So you're kind of just preparing for a draw at that point. I mean, they do look like they have way more skill than they've had in the past. Like you can definitely see the shift. Mm-hmm. It's still like, I mean, if you just look at America, like we'd run up 100 in football. We'd run up basketball every year. It's just that's what we really do.
Yeah, I saw some tweet that was like, man, Wales is lucky we didn't send Derrick Henry at them.
Seriously, he's probably faster than all of them too.
Yeah, just somehow strap the ball to his foot and just let him run.
Run it into the goal, run over the goalie.
I know what's going to happen. This is what's frustrating.
He's gonna reply right
as soon
when
as
cancel.
As soon as we're done, he's gonna pop in. Yeah, dude, Sam, we talked about that a little bit.
He's getting ready for the
big Arizona game.
He's tuned in. He's probably watching film right now.
Yeah. He's probably like, what's this pod about to hop on? They're talking about literally nothing.
Right now, we are literally talking about nothing. We're stalling to see if Dana Beers is going to join us or not. If not, it looks like maybe that's next month. Like Is that how I top Joel DeBlanco and Derek Forrest?
Yes.
Is to get Dana Beers on the show. And
Set it up.
Look, if we set it up for next week, we have to treat it like having him on to break down the Tulane game.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? Like, no, if you're gonna do this, like you're a Bearcat fan, this is the podcast.
He'll watch it. I know.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
He's really what he says he is.
And then all of us just have to have a beer ready, and we'll do the beer thing with him.
I mean, we haven't even discussed his like Hall to Fame. Just posting videos of him drinking beer,
right?
And then Portnoy basically like launching his campaign with the
it's like if you sell all these T-shirts and I mean that was great.
You know what would be electric is just the moment that we introduce Dana Beers to the show.
Oh yeah. I mean, all of Bearcat social media was hype as hell today. At least the younger aged media, I guess.
I mean, shit. If we get him on next week as a guest, and then we tweet it and he retweets it, or he says I'm hopping on the BBP tonight.
Barstool Cincy will probably tweet out the link too. I know they definitely would.
Or they'll just try and steal the content and post it as their own.
Probably.
Aaron's got a dubious history with Barstool Cincy.
What did they do to you?
They like taking his pictures and using them as their own and not crediting.
All right.
What's your favorite live UC sporting event experience? Pike to Benz. I mean, I don't know how you.
What about last year? Rushing the field? Going to the playoff?
Pike to Benz was like, it was just the drama of that game, Ryan, the feeling of like, they were dead. It was 31-10.
Yeah.
Like there was all this buildup because remember that season, there were so many guys that graduated in 2008 that it felt like they could be good in 2009, but it wasn't going to be 2008, right? Then they run all the way to 11-0. They walk the tightrope down the stretch of the season. They get to the pit game, and they just get their shit kicked for like a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
And Marty takes it back to the house to make it 31-17, and all of a sudden the Bearcat faithful rose from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then back and forth. And then they missed the extra point, so they were only up 6. And you're given this explosive Cincinnati offense that could score in, 46 seconds the ball. And then they do it, and they get the touchdown, and they get the extra point. And there's still there was still 25, 30 seconds left, Brent? Aaron?
Yeah, there was.
And they had to hold on. Like it was wild. It was
well,
awesome.
They got like a sack after that, and so it just added to the lore. One of my favorite ones. I mean, I think that crosstown shootout when Trayvon Blewett scored at 40, and it was kind of just Troy's senior year, back and forth, and then Jaron punking JP Mikura. That was amazing to watch. And then,
hey, you guys think Aaron looks like Cheddar Bob from 8 Mile?
Yes. I knew there was always someone that looked like him.
Just don't shoot yourself in your own leg.
Oh
Aaron's
God.
about to take him outside. I knew he was going to take himself out of this.
What about that game against Florida State in the tournament? That's always up there.
Yeah, the round of 32.
Yeah.
With Jaquan Parker playing the role of Superman.
Yep. The Dixon steal and dunk at the end.
You know what's crazy, Brent?
What?
Go back and watch that game. I always felt like that Deion Dixon dunk basically finished the game.
Right. Oh no.
There was 20 minutes left of that game.
Oh, of
TV time, of real time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's Dana at? We don't know. I'm trying to get him. I'm waiting for him to DM me back. We haven't heard from him yet. So we're just here filibustering to see if we hear from him.
Yeah, there was. I think Cash was the one that ended up hitting the final,
like free throws or
yeah, or like a mid range jumper or something, or maybe that was what put him on top initially. But yeah, that was.
I think Beers is getting spammed with a bunch of stuff. He's like replying to a bunch of stuff right now.
I know, that's why I keep replying to him.
They're talking shit about us, I guess.
Yup.
About his commitment.
This makes for excellent podcasts.
I know.
Anyone who's listened this far, I hope there's a payoff.
The numbers are going up.
It's crazy.
Everybody thinks Dana's coming.
Not talking doesn't help the numbers stay up.
I'm aware, but I'm busy spamming messages to Dana Beers, so he'll check his DMs.
Or get creeped out.
Potentially both.
Bring him in a little scared.
I mean, we've already,
What did everyone eat for dinner today?
I made a sausage pasta. With I make the Italian sausage, and then I cut it up and put it in like a Alfredo, like a white sauce, and then I make the pasta and put it in a red sauce. No, usually I get it from Findlay Market, but they're closed on Mondays, so I stopped at Fresh Market and got one there. And then you cook the sausage in the white sauce, the pasta in the red sauce, and then you mix them, you get like a rose sauce. It's really good. Dude, it's one of Kelly's favorites.
Making your own Alfredo, it's a chore. It's like a good 40 minutes, and you're stirring.
It takes a while, and you're stirring the shit out of it.
Yeah, yes. I love making you ever tried making one of those Tuscan sauces? It's like super easy. You just throw the onion and garlic in. You let that cook down, and then you then you add grape tomatoes and you just cook that. And the tomatoes will peel and they'll eventually kind of disintegrate almost, but you still have the skin in the actual outside of the tomato, and you just add a little bit of heavy cream and maybe a touch of tomato paste, and then you can season it, add some spinach. Oh, it's so good, man. Parmesan cheese delicious. In it. Dude, it's so easy too. It's great flavor. All you do is add the heavy cream, and it basically makes itself. It goes great with chicken or salmon, or with pasta. It's great.
Royer looks like if an animated kid from a Disney movie grew up. Rock of Truth says he's giving off Lord Farquaad vibes.
Hey, tell him, man. Don't make me get that. Who is that? MetLife? Is that MetLife talking?
It's either one of the three.
It's definitely MetLife.
We can bring him in and talk to him.
Yeah, get MetLife in here.
Royer's going all Olive Garden on us. When you're at Royer's, your family.
No, Olive Garden.
That is real Italian.
Don't even speak of my name and Olive Garden in the same sentence. That's a crime. But I got to tell you this. So my grandparents, they're full Italian. Their parents came from Italy, and my grandpa is stuck in this loop where he goes to Olive Garden and he thinks it's the greatest thing ever, and it's just the biggest insult to our heritage, because he's kind of lost his mind a little bit lately, but he went from my grandma's and his parents legit home cooking and be like, oh, Olive Garden's chicken parm, it's just as good as my mom's. All right, Grandpa, I think you're kind of losing your marbles a little bit now. They got some good breadsticks, but let's not get carried away.
Heavy promotion for the Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Right there.
I'm going to cut it down. Olive Garden is trash. Do not ever reference me in that same sentence again.
The Royer family loves Olive Garden, baby. No.
Is there Is there an Italian chain restaurant you like? Like where do you go in Cincy for Italian food?
I like Pep and Dolores, I guess. That place is deep. I like that place. They got some really good.
Pep and Dolores is very good.
Yeah. Where else have I been?
Have you ever gone to Bacchio's?
No.
Right there on Ludlow?
No, is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. They do like
because I've been looking for some good Italian. Because you hear
like
about Soto and Nicola's, but they kind of seem a little all foo-foo. Maggiano's have been there. It was pretty
serviceable.
Good. Yeah, it's
serviceable.
The best I've had. It's not a chain. It's in Columbus. It's called La Tavola. It's in Grandview. It's phenomenal.
In Grandview. Yeah. My brother lives in Grandview.
Yeah, it's if you ever get to go, it's the real deal.
Yeah, that's where we order when we go get Italian there.
Yeah, it's the best I've had in Columbus, and I grew up there. Savaro. God.
But no, Baggio's has the where they have the little cook station right at the like right in front of you, kind of.
Yeah.
And they do they make the sauce in the fresh noodles right there in front of you.
Yeah.
So it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's right there on Ludlow, right.
I love that about Pep is their pasta. It's fresh, handmade, and you can really taste it. Oh my! Is this the guy who's talking?
Bro, what you got going on with the hair, bro?
Hey, I'm trying to be like you, man. It's the flow, the Sopko flow. I can't do it.
Soppy just heard Dana Beers might be here, so he was like, "I got to get in on this."
Dude, you'll never.
What?
Oh, hold on. I was echoing. Yeah, dude, I saw he was gonna be in there, and I hopped on. And I was waiting.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
He's all talk. Sopko, you're a big Barstool guy.
DMs.
We were going through all.
I'm a big.
We were going through all just our favorite characters in Barstool. We were going on about Frank the Tank for a minute, dude.
Yeah,
who's your guy? You're
taking heat, Aaron. Aaron seems like the type of dude who'd ask for extra breadsticks to go from Olive Garden.
I love Big Cat. I'm a big part of my take guy.
Yeah.
Lil Sass, I think.
Yeah. He's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, do you see his tweet today about the soccer team? He said, I scored an own goal one time in youth soccer, and my dad told me I would be executed in other countries.
Yeah, that was hilarious. His one video of him getting drafted in the NFL draft.
I haven't seen that one.
Mo says the game's starting at 11:05.
No, that's the pregame radio coverage, Aaron. Mo was doing the radio broadcast for Dan.
Fair enough. Just trying to stay alert to the situation.
You guys have been live for 3 hours. What have you been talking about for 3 hours?
Derek Forrest came on with us for a while.
Saw that. I saw Defoe on there.
Been waiting for Dana for an hour.
We don't give up, man.
Fight to the finish, never give in, right?
Yeah.
We're all just trying to stay awake for this stupid basketball game to start.
Chad and I did 15 straight hours before, so
15.
Yeah. That's how we got monetized.
For what?
So it was a subathon. We needed in order to get monetized and make money off this shit, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. So we did a 12-hour stream. We had Luke on from Mexico, live on his patio from vacation. We had Wes on live from a coffee shop in Philly, recruiting Dan Skillings. We had a bunch of former players on. We had Danco Joe on. We had Shane from Galactic. Malik Van was on. So we just winged it for 12 hours. And then we were getting towards the end and we couldn't get over the finish line. We were at 980, 990.
Yeah, it was too close.
So we brought on a couple just listeners. 3 viewers that we brought on. And once we started going with them for some stupid ass reason, we went 3 more hours. And we were determined to get over 1,000. So we went all the way until we hit that 1,000 mark. And then
I love that.
Yeah, we started at noon and went till 3:00 in the morning straight. No breaks.
Dedicated.
Yeah.
All gas, no brakes.
Hey, how's that Florida life treating you, bro?
Cool. 65, sunny. And
Hey, baby.
I'll tell you how
All
soft
right.
I got. I moved down here and it gets down to 60 and I freeze my ass off.
It's cold, yeah.
Oh my God, you are just a traitor to your kind in Cleveland.
I know, dude. I'm going back to Cleveland on Wednesday. I'm
Yeah,
nervous.
you're gonna.
Soft.
Yeah, you're. You don't have the hair to keep you warm, too, man.
Exactly.
A little trimmy. I'm going down to. I'll be down in St. Pete in about a month.
Hey,
How
baby.
close is that to you?
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half. Hit me up. We'll do something.
All right.
It'll be fun.
Sounds good. How's your Fighting Knights doing versus South Florida, man? You got any intel for us?
Dude, I don't give a shit about them. I don't have any insights. I couldn't tell you anything more than any of you guys know. That's for sure.
Sam Miller says, Sopko, I think I remember a video of you reenacting a scene from The Bachelor. Is he wrong?
Probably. That's oh yeah. What
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys are big Bachelor fans, but I used to watch a couple seasons and there was one with Colton and he like hops a fence or something. He gets all like flustered about something. Yeah, there it is. He hops a fence. And we actually had we were all dressed up for one of the soccer formals. Royer, I'm sure you were there. We were dressed up for a soccer formal. We're out all night, having a good time or whatever. And I was in a suit, and we were at 65 West, and we were leaving, and they had
God
that
bless.
gate. And I mean, like it was a long night, and we were having fun, and we were leaving, and I was like, had this bright idea to like hop this gate, and we were gonna record it and like reenact that scene where he gets all flustered in his suit and hops the gate, whatever. So I hopped the gate at 65, and I'm all 215 of muscle, all that, broke the shit out of this gate at 65 West, which was like not good work, and it was a huge issue, and like basically kind of got in trouble. It was like, hey, and we posted it because it was a funny video. Who was it at the time? I can't think of the name, but was that compliance basically was like, hey, you got to pay for this gate that you broke. And,
I forgot about this.
I didn't even know it was me. And they're like, we have a video of you that you tweeted out hopping and breaking the gate. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's.
How much did that run you?
It was way cheaper than I thought it was going to be. It was under $100, I think, which
no way.
Blew my mind. I was like, holy crap.
You were prepping for like 500.
I was freaking out.
I wonder how many people are joining this podcast and seeing Sopko and not Dana Beers and just leaving in disappointment.
Super disappointed.
Takes them like 5
came
seconds.
into this podcast disappointed that Dana Beers is not here.
Hey, I love you guys. I was listening to what you guys were talking about. If he shows up, that's great. But
nothing. We were talking about absolutely fucking nothing. What'd you have for dinner tonight? That's what we're talking about.
What did I have for dinner?
Elite combos.
I had white rice, ground turkey, black beans, some mixed veggies, mixed it all up.
Wow.
Cheese. I put in like non-fat yogurt, like sour cream.
Yeah, that's what I did tonight. I did chicken rice. I put a little too much Greek yogurt on it. It was like damn near some soup.
Yeah, too much. It's bad news bears.
I know.
The Joe DeBlanco dinner.
Yeah, damn near.
Yeah, like a 12-foot steak.
I did one you guys would like last night. Went to the grocery store, picked up a rotisserie chicken, shredded that bitch up, and made some chicken tacos with some corn and some green chilies. A little green chili enchilada sauce.
I like that. Are you like for Thanksgiving? Are you like a deep fried turkey kind of guy, Chad, or are you kind of go out of the box?
Smoker. Prefer the smoker. My uncle though does the turkey, and he's got it down. So he slow roasts the turkey all day. Takes the turkey out, leaves the juices in the roaster. He's got one of those old like 1950s like legit like old school roasters. And then he pulls the turkey apart, puts the turkey back in the juices. We got the hiccups. And then lets the juices cook back into the turkey. And it's killer. You don't have to worry about it being dry.
Yeah.
Kind of self-brined. Self-basted, I guess would be the right word. I've got the ham this year. So I think I'm smoking the ham, and then I'm going to make a concoction of maple syrup, brown sugar, and oranges. And smoke the ham for like 2 hours, and then you put that concoction on the top of it, and then you get some of that, the coarse, like really coarse sugar.
Yeah.
And you put that over top of it, and it kind of comes out like the honey baked ham. That's got that sugar, crystallized sugar on the crust on the outside. That's what I'm going with.
That sounds really good.
So that's the thing. My uncle's turkey is so good that like you have to step your ham game up if you're bringing the ham because you don't want to be embarrassed, right?
Yeah.
You can't have everybody eats the turkey and your poor ham is just fucking sitting there and nobody touches it.
Sopka, what are your sides choices? You're pretty limited. Mashed potatoes, no stuffing, no mac and cheese.
I'm good on the mashed potatoes. I can't do the stuffing. That was a kick in the crotch. I love sweet potato casserole. Love it. That's my biggest one right there. Other than that, though, I don't. Yeah, you're right. I don't got a whole lot going on.
Big turkey guy.
The potatoes, the turkey, and
yeah, I could eat mashed potatoes and turkey. I mean, I love that shit. That shit's enough for me, to be honest.
Good shit.
What's this obsession with the Disney characters? I
you
feel
kind
like
of look like every cartoon with the hair. You do kind of look like the cartoon.
Do you know what
Disney,
I got all the time on
princes.
the football team was Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs. That was like the Perry and Taekwon's like number one thing to call me was.
You want to talk about like roasting? Dude, we would have some great times. Taekwon, Perry, and Taekwon.
Oh, the best, dude.
Roast.
Here we go. I got blue dots from Dana.
Oh my god.
We might have action here.
It's happening. It's happening.
Let's go. Chatty B pulling it off.
The suspense is killing me.
I mean, this is.
He said, "Shit, I didn't know you meant tonight." Ha 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 ha. I said we can schedule for later. Maybe just jump in and say hello tonight.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
The boy beers, man. What's
Roy,
his
you gotta
real
get with
name?
him, man. The two of you could just take over campus.
Yeah. Dude,
Here we go.
You could be included in that. Oh, is he coming in?
He's coming in.
Oh shit.
You can give him a tour, man. Show him all the spots.
You gotta take him back in your day, man. The spots migrate.
Ed said PTP's open tomorrow.
Not quite, Ed. Good try.
Ugh.
Well.
We're gonna have to warn people not to listen to like 40 minutes of this podcast.
From what, 2 hours and 10 minutes till 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Chad, as soon as he pops up, I'm dropping another timestamp.
Dana Beers.
You got your interview questions prepared?
Come on, Brent.
No, we're just getting a quickie tonight. We're gonna schedule him, like we're gonna challenge him. We're gonna challenge him for next Monday to like be ready to come on and talk Bearcats and Tulane.
I like that.
Wednesday. We're having John Cunningham on Wednesday. I don't think we could do John Cunningham and Dana Beers in one episode.
Those are two completely different ends of the spectrum. Like just completely
Very much.
Just
have Dana on with John and see where it goes. How about that?
His new
John needs to embrace him, man. He's part of UC culture.
He's a big asset to that athletic program.
Big asset. Well. Thanks for asking what I've had for dinner. Nothing yet.
Saltines.
I have been on live action for 3 hours now. So excited to see what's
could have
out
muted and gone and gotten yourself something.
You know what? You never know what's going to happen if you do that. And I'm a messy eater, so this white shirt would get spotted pretty quick.
He says he's on his way.
Well, all right.
Epic beer.
The timestamp is ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and Danco's gotten the bulk of 3 hours. So.
Pizza not needed. Thank you for the offer.
We need to ask him what sent it over the top.
We got to get to the bottom of we got to do this like a commitment interview.
Well, I don't know if he's just hopping on to say hi. Are we going to be able to ask him that much?
Just ask him that. Like, what made you choose
Skyline Chili?
Got to be Skyline.
Before we get into beers, have you guys heard the Cincinnati Zoo drama?
Uh-oh. What happened?
Fiona and her stepdad?
What?
One of the hippos hooking up with her stepfather.
The hippos, man.
Wait, what?
That's nuts.
Speaking of Barstool, they're the one who just put it out. That's how I saw it.
Yeah. Supposedly it's something in their culture. Pretty,
Boy, her dad died, right? I think the dad died. So now she's got a stepdad.
Spoiler alert.
And now it's an episode of Hippo Hub.
It's the new Bambi movie coming out next year. Fiona. Good old Fiona. Fiona's the one that got Landers Nolly to commit, right?
I hope this is taking so long because he's putting the onesie on.
He said he was coming, so I tweeted that he was coming, and now he's not here.
Woo! Let's go.
Welcome.
It's awkward, bit awkward.
And we are live. Dana Beers.
Hey, everybody, we're up to 110.
Yeah, Barstool Cincinnati retweeted your tweet.
Soppy,
Let's
just
go,
change your name
man.
to Dana real quick. We'll bring you back in.
So, Dana,
yeah,
can you change that?
Do the beer thing, Soppy. Do the beer thing.
Do the thing when you drink a lot of beers really fast and sell shirts.
Maybe he lied. It's been seen, so he knows.
Hey, Aaron, should I reply to Barstool's tweet? Be like, you guys can't comment unless you give Aaron his credit.
They did finally give me my credit, but it was after Bearcat Journal went at him.
Oh God.
Them. Whatever.
I think they passed the torch or something.
Whatever the correct pronoun is for Barstool Cincinnati, I'm not sure. But
Zer.
I don't know how many people run it or
Hippo Hub. People are tweeting at me #Hippo Hub.
HippoHub.com.
He's actually just Chris. Do you know Chris Helmers, you guys?
No, who is he?
No.
He was a Bearcat, and now he's the coach for the Bearcat.
Like the
Bearcat.
Bearcat?
Yeah. Like the actual Bearcat, yeah. He's got a national championship ring. He wears around and everything.
We are up to 137.
Wow. Dana, where are you at?
You guys are Dana's making us look like some frauds, man.
Oh no. They're on hour 3. What are they doing? Come on.
We had a lot of in-depth breakdown.
We did.
Every single second.
She's a hippo. This is how long we've been live.
We're
there we go.
Hippos.
Here he is. The man of the hour.
Hey!
Where is he?
Dana Beers.
He's repping the chat.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Holy shit, it's loud where I am. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I can't believe you actually jumped on.
All right, yeah. So I'm in Key West right now, and there's live
Nice.
music everywhere. So I'm trying to find a quiet spot, but I had to hop on. I saw the tweet, and
I love it.
You know, I got love for my boy Reegs, and I got love for Cincinnati. So I'm trying to integrate myself in the community, and I've heard this is a good spot to go. So I had to help out.
So we got 141 live. Not quite the gambling cave, but still pretty good. Still pretty good. To introduce you, we've got Ryan Royer, former Cincinnati Bearcats linebacker. He was Mr. Bearcat. And then we got Soppy down here, who's a former UC quarterback. And then Aaron and Brent and myself, we're the crew at Bearcat Journal.
I love it. Listen, I'm going to do, like, the way I live my life, I'm going to obsess over Cincinnati. And I'm going to learn every single fact about this school, about this community, basketball, football, baseball. I don't care. I'm going to learn everything I can within the next, week. And I'm going to do my research. So I'm very glad to be on this. It's a good start. And I just love you guys. I love you guys already.
So what was it, Dana? What put Cincinnati over the top? Why are you now for life a Bearcat?
All right, so this is what I've been telling people. The day I went to visit, it was homecoming. So already that was like an unfair advantage just for Cincy, because that was, no joke, to this day, a top 2 day of my entire life. The experience there, it was just packed. I don't even know the name of the street I was on, but there was thousands of people lined up in the streets, drinking some alcohol, drinking some liquor. And the game itself was awesome. They were supposed to blow them out. They only won by 3, but that didn't matter to me because I had so much fun. We went out that night, and the people, the thing I tell people is, it was just the way I connected with people that day. Everybody was just so pure and genuine and energetic and just fun to be around. And honestly, you don't find that very often. You'll go to a lot of fan bases where, there's some bad people and there's some people that aren't, lovely to be around. But every single person I met in Cincinnati that day, I think it was early October, homecoming, I'm not lying, a top 2 day of my life. I don't even know what number 1 was.
I was 5 feet from you for 20 minutes, but I'm not you were busy. You guys were running around, and I didn't introduce myself. I regret it now, but I will tell you this, Dana. When you come to town, we are setting you up with Ryan Royer, and you'll have as much fun or more fun than you had the first time.
It's gonna be, man. It's gonna be hard to beat.
We gotta go beer for beer.
I believe in you guys. I mean, I just want to say this. I'm so thankful for the reception I've gotten. And I didn't actually think this was gonna be as big as it is, but the tweet I put out has something around 500,000 views or whatever. I didn't think this whole entire thing would be as big as it is, and people are just so receptive to it and so awesome, and I couldn't be more thankful. And that's just how Cincinnati has rubbed me so far. It's everyone has just been so nice and cool and fun to be around. And like I said, I was on a Twitch stream, and somebody just one day said, "Do you have a college to root for?" And I was like, "No, I don't." And for whatever reason, Cincinnati was on that list, and I think I put out some recruiting videos, which obviously it's a joke. I'm not. If I could swear in here, I'm not a fucking recruit.
You can't. You can swear.
I'm just a washed-up dude that's looking for a school to root for. And when I put out my video of Cincy, it did crazy numbers with people just saying, "Hey, you should come join us. Hey, you should come be a fan of us." And from there, it really was a no-brainer that I had to visit. And then the visit put it over the top. And then, I had to fulfill my obligations of going everywhere else. And in the back of my mind the whole time, it was Cincy, Cincy, Cincy. So I love the Bearcats. I'm rocking them now. And I got a ton of merch that the equipment team sent me, and I'm just fired up to be part of this culture.
You want me to tell you how popular you are? We had the number 1 rated safety in the NFL on this podcast earlier tonight, Derek Forrest from the Washington Commanders, and you've doubled his numbers.
Hey, all respect to him. All respect to him. I'm not as cool as him. He probably makes a lot more money than I do. He's probably way more in shape than me, so he's definitely got it more going for him. But, hey, I'll bring the numbers.
Next Monday night, We go at 8 o'clock every Monday. If you want, next Monday night, do your research. We'll have you on, and we'll have you recap the Tulane game on Friday.
I will absolutely be on. And this, I'm sorry it was so short notice for everyone that's watching. I saw Chad's message to me. I thought he meant that he wanted me to come on like next week at some point. I didn't know he meant literally right now. So that's on me, but I'll definitely promote the hell out of it, and we'll get some people in here and talk Cincy.
Love it, brother. Go back to your party. Go crush your nooner.
It's my birthday in 39 minutes, so I'm ready to get nice and toasty.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
enjoy Sloppy Joe's, man. Put down a couple nooners at Sloppy Joe's.
That's where I'm going next.
Hell yeah. You have a good time.
All right, thank you guys.
Appreciate you, Dana. Thanks, man.
See ya, man.
Talk to you next
See ya.
week.
See you, man.
There it is.
Get us out of here, Brent.
We
This is
did
the
it.
dumbest fucking podcast on the planet.
The marathon completed. God.
God. I thought we were
Now,
gonna.
everybody was like, "Are you going to take us to the basketball game?" And we're like, "No."
Yeah, we're like, all right,
We're like
thanks,
10
Dana.
minutes away.
We're out of here.
Like
No.
10 minutes away. All right, there we go. Thanks to all the new people, the Barstool people coming in. Dana will be back next week. Ryan and Dana are going to break down the Tulane game next week here on the BBP.
Let's
Here we
do
go.
it.
Sappy, you want in too? I'll take Monday off next week.
Maybe. I got a flight back. I might have to miss it, which sucks. But if not, I'd be there.
All right.
Figure it out.
Brent,
maybe I'll have to move my flight to be on this.
Yes.
Get us the fuck out of here.
Good.
All right. Quick thank yous to everyone. Defo, Brady Collins, Dana Beers, Danco Joe, Mr. Sappy, Ryan Royer, Aaron Smith, Chad Brendel. Gosh, it was a great BVP. I am Brent Young. Yet again, fantastic BVP presented by BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!